no, it works.
Oh man,
dude, this is like severely upgraded.
That really
Since
is.
the last time I did that.
Quite a
We're
difference.
going live.
Well, when
on
we were-
YouTube, Survival Ordering
I mean, he
YouTube.
was in the
the garage.
The
closet.
The
Yeah.
closet. Yeah, he got to see the janitor's closet with flies.
We got to know each other that day.
Yeah. We got real close.
You went in the janitor closet?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you were in that one. No shit.
We got our hands
Oh yeah,
on
talk
the
about
keys.
severe upgrade.
Yeah, that's.
Quite a difference.
I don't know if you had like sound deadening stuff on the walls yet when I.
Nah.
No, no, I don't think. Yeah, when you were there, I don't even. Think
I don't think
had
we
that
did.
yet.
Let me see if let me make sure we get sound and stuff. It seems kind of turned down going to the computer. Does that make sense? Or is it just nah, that's loud. Okay. Beautiful. How beautiful. Sign in chat. Open a web. Gaming. Oh, YouTube.
They fucking changed the live stream like literally today.
What do you mean?
I got an email that just says, "Oh, here's the new interface for live streaming." So I don't know if it's gonna look fucking odd or something. Hopefully
I mean, we're live right now.
okay. As long as it seems like it's pretty normal.
This is a perfect time for them to start
Perfect.
hammer drilling.
Exactly.
What's up, everybody in there? We're up. I don't know if you can hear the hammer drill in the background, but that's going to happen a lot this episode.
Could you hear it in your headphones?
I don't actually know. Yep.
Well,
How's the Miley Cyrus Rogan, Tony? Is that good? I just saw that.
I
was
haven't
like, you know what?
started it yet.
I'm still on the Duncan Trussell one.
The Duncan one.
Is that one good, man? That's 5.5 hours long. I don't know if I'm going to
The
go for
last
it.
Duncan one wasn't great. They get too.
Is that when they get all dressed up like space people?
Yeah.
They're,
Yeah,
they're
that's
definitely in space.
going to be a no for me, dog.
Yeah, they get so far off something like. There's no topic.
No.
Rod of Blues in the house.
all
What's up?
over the place right now.
Yeah. Rod of Blues just mailed out my ticket the other day. Shouts to you.
What happened?
My ticket from New Hampshire. Mailed that up.
Ticket?
Yeah, I got a ticket on the rally.
Just trying to match, see how fast E28 goes.
Yeah. It was like a brick moving down the highway.
I don't doubt it.
Bit of an incident.
Yeah, with ease.
On your way up or on your way down?
I know, on my way up. On the way up.
So that's real pedal to the metal.
Serious
Oh
business.
no, we weren't going up the mountain. I was.
Okay.
I was going to Loon.
Going up the
I
goddamn
was just on
highway.
93.
Okay.
That was just one of the stops.
Yeah,
Understood.
yeah. I was just trying to make up some time because I thought I was so far behind.
I don't know if you were just, flooring it on the way up the mountain.
No, I was with Josh on the way up the mountain, the Super. And
No,
Josh,
I was driving the E28 up the mountain. That was fucking. I've never watched a coolant gauge so hard in my life. It's
Yeah.
like, come on, baby.
Yeah, I heard some cars were smoking on the way down or on the way up. Something
Oh,
like
my
that.
shit was smoking on the way down.
There was an E36 with an LS that overheated.
Oh,
Yeah, and that was in the
Severely.
line
In
to
line,
get to
yeah,
go to
yeah.
to like get on the road.
But I think that was
oh man.
that was
there
our
was a
buddy Jiggles'
problem.
fault. Yeah.
yeah. There was a relay that wasn't relaying.
That got disconnected.
wasn't relaying the correct information.
Yeah.
Understood.
And then wasn't there another one?
Jingles' car, his
Oh,
E36
Jingles' car.
blew up on
Yeah,
the
two
Kankamangas.
E36s, not a good showing.
Oh, did you see
man.
Noah's motor out there?
No. I didn't
Also-
see it.
Noah lost 3 rods on the highway the other day.
In a
Oh, in the TDI.
You see straight through
I
it.
saw it in the group chat. But I
Oh
didn't see it.
man,
I didn't
it's
see it
right
out there.
outside.
yeah, it's
Jesus.
it's impressive. It's impressive to say the
How
least.
much was he getting when that happened?
I think he
He
just
must be
had.
getting all
I
of
honestly
it.
think he had it in high gear and he just loaded up, being lazy. You know what I mean? He was at like 1,000 RPM and just hammered it, and it was like, nah.
Yeah, he was in stop and go traffic in fourth gear and just.
It's fucking kaboom.
So you know what's funny about that is that up until this point I always thought this car climbed the Mount Washington bumper stickers were kind of like a participation
Oh yeah, yeah.
trophy.
Yep.
But it sounds like
Nah, you get 'em at
sounds
the
like
bottom.
You, sounds
You
like
do.
you earned them though.
So that's the thing. You get it at the
Cars
bottom.
got put through their paces.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, like the first time I did it, I took the Explorer up.
Yeah.
And on the way down, I'm like, oh, those brakes are making a bit of noise. It's just like you notice it.
Dude, I was like, where'd everybody buy those stickers? Then I looked at the envelope they gave us. It was like, I got a sticker?
Yeah. You get a sticker and a certificate. It's quite good.
Did you leave it on the Supra?
No, I took it off before we
Yeah.
gave it back. I mean, it probably would have been fine. It was on the window, so
Who knows? Fucking Toyota.
yeah. I got to talk.
That's so awesome. You got that car, and then you got it in the best color I think that they make.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, it's such an amazing color.
Best color, not a color you'd buy, but the best color the car could be made.
Because I think shouts to.
Although I'd probably buy a yellow one if I'm
Yeah,
honest.
I think you got to go yellow, man.
You have to. You
It's
really
like
do.
if you get a Ferrari, you can't get a red one.
You got to get a red one.
Yeah. Well, Ferrari.
I think aren't you required to buy a red one for your first Ferrari?
I don't know, man. Their
Ferrari's
rules and
red.
regulations are so crazy.
You have to buy 37 of them before you can buy.
exactly.
You need
Yeah.
that Rosa Tormento
Yeah.
or whatever. that
You have
car
to
is.
buy the California
I was just gonna say,
before
start
you
with
can
California.
get anything else.
And
That's
the
what's
FF.
keeping me out of the game right now.
Yeah.
Was it California?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't want the California. You know?
It brings me back to that episode you guys talked about the F40 and how there was like I think there was none that were produced in white. There was a couple
There's
of them. That
one, I think,
were
Prince of
painted
Brunei.
crazy. You got to be that guy. You got to
Yeah.
get
The
you gotta get
white?
the white one.
Yeah.
I think that guy owned like 200 Ferraris at the time. I
Yeah,
think
that's
he bought 8 F40s, I think.
Jesus.
And they made them one in white or something. He had a black one too. That's the play.
Talk about paying a premium.
The black
Oh
gas
my
monkey
God.
one is beautiful.
I was gonna say the black
Yeah.
one.
Oh, man.
That thing looks.
Talk
for
about
business.
special wishes department. There's a green one, a forest green one that I think
It's a blue one that's beautiful as well. I think it's in Japan.
every other color is great. The white one I've seen is in Japan as well.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Red's fucking amazing.
Red's
Yeah,
great
yeah,
too.
yeah.
I'll take it in primer if you want to give it to
Yeah.
me.
Exactly.
Seriously.
half burnt down.
Yeah.
Like, just get it my way. Well, I mean, we could probably go to the main thing before we
Yeah, I think
introduce
so.
Chris. You know, we don't
Yeah.
want anybody to know.
Yeah.
Top secret stuff in here. How's everyone in the room? Ransom Pete over there. What's up, Mr. Pete? Where young Ben is here. He's off mic. He's behind the camera waving. He's doing a nice job over there.
We need to sell some more goods before we get him a computer.
We need to
and
find out
mic.
how to get him on mic.
Yeah. 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 I
Buy some
gotta
man
sort that.
fresheners.
Still gonna sort that out.
Ben
Get
just
on
needs to
there, buy
yell
the
really
man
loud.
fresheners.
Ben, give us a vocal.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That- yeah,
Came
that
right
works
through.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That sounded perfect,
That won't
buddy.
be awkward at all trying to have a conversation
Yeah.
with you like that.
It's totally off mic.
Are we?
Who's the new young Ben? We actually have a real guest,
Yeah.
but I can't tell you yet. It's too early.
Yeah. We'll introduce him accordingly. I think we're good, right?
Yeah, I think we're ready to party. I don't have anything.
Okay.
Let's party.
I think it's getting louder.
Yeah, it cranks harder every time we play it.
Yeah.
It's cranking it in 2020. I also cleaned my ears the other day, so maybe that's the
I
problem.
don't have my monthly DJ gigs to wreck my hearing, so it sounds real loud now.
Just
So you're getting your hearing back.
It's coming back as the worst.
just out there. Welcome everybody. I'm Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Chuck Who
Hey.
and Corey.si.
Hello, hello.
Young Ben's over there. You won't be able to hear him. Give us a yell. What? Okay.
All right, there we go.
And then we also have special guest Finger Tight Chris in studio with us today to talk about some what it's like working at a dealership in 2020 with all this situation. So we will get into that
In his massive car problem.
and that too. Yeah, this is kind of a hidden intervention. But before we get rolling,
My wife hired you, huh?
this episode is brought to you by Revival Motoring. Visit our YouTube channel, like, comment, and subscribe. Then go over to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review, and any review, that you care to leave us on whatever platform, whether it be iHeartRadio, Spotify, something else. Doesn't matter. Leave
Wait,
us a review.
iHeartRadio?
There's. I noticed the other day there's a
What is
place to leave things. Not that anybody uses that, but it's just there. Then visit revivalmotoring.com, hit up our shop, and snag some merch. Between our podcasts, videos, and print magazine, we produce content on a weekly basis. We are able to do that because of your support. So visit the webpage and grab some stuff.
They know we're not on the radio, right? iHeartRadio.
I think so. Who knows what they're doing? They're
I don't
just
think the
reaching.
FCC would allow it.
Us on the radio?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
we would have
probably
lost
not.
that license almost immediately.
maybe they just host podcasts.
I think it's something like that. Yeah, there's
Big
some
shout to everyone listening on iHeartRadio.
yeah.
me.
Just Josh.
Just me. This episode is also brought to you by Dent Patrol. What is Dent Patrol, you ask? Well, have you or anyone you know experienced a ding, a dent, or crease in your beloved vehicle? Did you take a trip for a fresh pack of Skoal? Maybe a, Maybe a pack of Marlboros that you want to roll up in your T-shirt, only to come out and see that some reckless child or stray shopping cart has left your precious metal with what can now be described as a crater of filth.
Cradle filth.
A blemish on your once perfect panel. Whatever the case, Dent Patrol is here to help. Perfecting paintless dent repair in New England since 1996, they are fully insured, family operated, and owned. There is no paint involved. They can save you your insurance deductible, lost time at the body shop, and they will come to you. If you want to repair a ding, dent, or crease in your beloved car, go visit Dent Patrol on Instagram at Dent Patrol or Facebook, facebook.com/Dent Patrol. They can make magic happen.
I checked out some of their stuff.
Yes.
Talked to Dent Patrol.
Yep.
This some magic going on.
It's
over
wizardry.
There.
It
There's
really
some magic
is.
going on over there.
The there's a handful of photos and videos like before and after.
Oh yeah.
On their Instagram, there's that little light that they produce there.
Yeah.
It's like a little
Looks like a
three-quarter
tanning
shot
bed.
light. Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful light.
That shows the before and after, and you're just like that's.
I often think dents. I think like little things, like little door dings. These guys are going for the real deal
Oh, no,
stuff.
it's
They're not
full
going
on-
for the shit I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's full on. Somebody had an incident.
Like a headbutt.
Right, exactly. Like
Yeah.
you stumbled
Yeah,
across a
you know
a
that's
random
happened.
goat.
That happened in my car once. Do you remember that?
Yes, they do.
I was having a gig in the beautiful historic town of New Bedford.
Oh,
Great place to be late at night.
wonderful.
And we were playing kind of like near the window, and a fight broke out, which is really surprising in
Very
downtown
rare.
New Bedford
Everybody's
at 2
very-
o'clock in the morning.
Even keeled around there.
And I saw some kid get his head slammed into the hood of my Mini Cooper and leave an exact head-sized dividend. And I was like,
Wait, you saw that?
yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let that play out.
I think that's a good move.
Yeah. You know, I don't care about the hood that much. I didn't pay a lot for the car. I'm just going to let that play out. And then it got resolved by, I'll just say Dent Patrol, but I don't think it was them at the time.
No, we had someone come. They took my Mini, took care of my Mini and your Mini at the same time.
And it was astonishing
Same
to me.
head. Same head involved.
Same
Yeah,
head,
same guy. Yeah, but then he gets slammed into Corey's car. It was, yeah. So you can undo some serious damage. And
Yeah.
Dent Patrol on their Insta really shows that off. But
Yeah.
that was a day I was surprised because, dude, I remember seeing that kid. I was like right before he gets his head slammed in the car, I'm like, this isn't going to happen, right? Douche! Like, oh.
It's like the beginning. One of those videos, like
Kid recovered fine.
He was perfectly fine.
He loves a wheelchair.
wasn't concussed at all.
No, he just
It's
walked away.
One of those videos where you freeze frame and go, "I bet you're asking how I got myself here."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a fight I'm not trying to get involved in. They're slamming heads into cars.
Well,
Yeah.
next time someone
Yeah, no
headbutts your
thanks.
car, we know who to call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get up with Dent Patrol, man. They specialize in headbutts.
Right. If you find yourself near a Donnybrook of some sort, you can
Yeah.
visit Dent Patrol.
Also, come to my gigs. They're great.
Yeah.
Never dangerous.
What was the text? The ever
The
so
other
famous
one.
text?
One of the greatest texts I've ever gotten in my life is we were playing a party. I'm sad to admit, also in New Bedford, at a different venue. And it was a ripper. It was awesome. It was like a loft. I like I'm telling the story. Like a rooftop loft. They had an outside deck, and then like some people came in, and they stabbed some guy.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm looking at the couch. I'm like, who spilled red wine on the couch? And they're like, oh no. And then so the police show up. Obviously, everybody who did stabbing left. That fucking idiot DJs, me and my buddy Chris, big shout to Chris, are packing up our shit, and the police show up. Dude, they kept us there till 5 o'clock in the morning. Like the stabbing happened at like 1, and the party was going full bore. It's like, this is sick. I love New Bedford. Nothing bad's ever gonna happen here. Yeah, so that guy got stabbed. He's okay. But the next day, after getting home at 5 o'clock in the morning and just being like, I'm gonna get murdered when I get home, my buddy Chris sends me a text message that says, party last night was awesome, besides the stabbing. It's deep on my Instagram. And it's like literally the best message I've ever received in my life.
Jesus.
And he wasn't wrong. I mean, really, before that kid got stabbed, that was a party.
Hey, you know what they say? What is it? OJ only had like 2% of a bad night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a mostly peaceful
it was
night.
mostly peaceful night.
I
Right.
had so I don't DJ in New Bedford anymore. Yeah, other than the stabbing, what a sick party.
So good.
No, yeah, I'm not
boy.
booking in New Bedford.
Good to know everybody's healed up.
I'm gonna take an extra rider to get me in New Bedford.
A couple of sutures and staples. Everybody's good. With that said, do we have any
If you'd like to leave a callback number, press 2.
callbacks?
Who's got them?
Oh, I got some.
You always
I
do.
was going to say, yeah, if you want to start us off, because I got to dig for one or two.
Oh, well, I'm glad Finger Tight Chris is here because everybody always asks me for badges, and I tell him it's his problem. So he's the guy you want to talk to. But in reality, they're awarded by committee, and they're awarded once a year. So, you know, you got to really stack your points.
The committee all has to be in the same place at the same time, and that's near impossible. So
Yeah.
So this year,
Good luck.
no
with that.
no event. Yeah.
Dude, after the toy drive,
Oh, that's true too.
that's
Right.
when that's when they'll be awarded
Right.
this year.
That's a good idea.
well, ceremony and everything.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
man, that's gonna
We're gonna have a
throw-
knighting.
That's gonna throw a not a wrench in the mix, but
It's about the same length drive anyway.
is
so.
it? Okay,
I'm mixing
that's-
the wrench.
Yeah, just a bit
I
different.
mean, there's
that's all.
prime rib spots around here.
but
I was
there's
just gonna say,
no,
what are you gonna do for prime rib?
but there's no, gas station.
Oh fuck, the gas
That's
station.
like I'm not in for the rib. I'm in there for the
I'm
gas
trying
station.
to go get candy.
Get that candy.
Young Ben's going for that Caesar salad, that side salad boy. Still taking shit for that.
Still 2 years.
So
later.
anyway,
gotta live that
that's so yeah, he's the guy you want to talk to. Another callback is I don't know if anybody knows that I have Tesla stock, but it
Really?
yeah,
No, tell us more.
that shit split 5 ways,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh, so much
Yeah.
Tesla. I know Chris is a Tesla abuser as well, man. We got some stock splits, man.
Gotta find a way to pay for these bad habits.
Oh my god, I
You,
was thinking
uh,
about selling mine.
You went on, you on them as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for
Make
you.
I'm partaking
bring
in
that
some
thing.
of that.
Yeah, give that.
Now you
give
go
that thing
through
some love.
you go through Robinhood, or you go through you get your own.
No, he's got the real
A
shit.
real broker.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got the real shit.
Yeah.
I do Robinhood and Fidelity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my
I just
guy.
do Robinhood. It's not if I can keep it on my cell phone. It's not a real commitment.
Right.
There you
Doesn't make it real either.
If I'm honest, my Tesla is not on my Robinhood app because there are too many bad decisions that could happen instantly if I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like-
it's in a real account.
like
so,
dumping
yeah.
it all on Hertz.
Boys, you want to do an early revival stock minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I sold 300 Hertz shares, so I'm no longer the chairman of the Hertz board.
No longer
Oh.
the CEO.
Yeah. I think Blake is German. Blake is
Yeah,
now.
because he came in and bought like
he
17
bought
shares.
17. But yeah, I sold out, man. I'm buying Workhorse right now. I'm hoping they get that contract for the mail trucks. I guess I don't
My-
fucking know. I
My
bought it on a
Hertz,
total whim.
my Hertz is up today.
Yo,
There you
my
go.
my Workhorse is way up. Hertz is-
everyone-
You doing
Hertz is up
Robinhood
there.
as well?
Yeah,
Josh?
yeah.
There you go.
We should get sponsored by Robinhood.
It's just fun. It's honestly kind of fun to do
Yeah.
because I truly
It's
prior
almost not real.
to this exactly I'd have
Except it's
zero-
really real.
Right, exactly.
Kate up in the chat just said it's a bad day for Tesla stock. It is. It's a good day to
It
buy
is, it
Tesla
is.
stock.
Yeah. I say I bought some today.
So
So
good day to buy.
Is today the day it actually split?
no,
Yes,
it's
Monday.
Monday.
Okay.
Split Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Monday.
I wonder why. Wonder why it went down today.
because everybody can buy it now. You know, it's not that
Yeah.
exclusive.
Right. It's
shit.
just
After it splits me, you wait a little while, it goes down, and it comes soaring back.
Yeah.
Right back up, baby.
Right back.
hey, who knows? Can only go up
Considering
from
when I
here.
bought it, it was less than it is now, and it was 5 times more. Yeah,
Agreed.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah. Quite a good maneuver, if you will. Oh, so
Wasn't my fault.
I have a call back
what do you got?
from our friend Garrett in Connecticut.
Oh, Garrett.
You know Garrett. He's got the E39.
Oh, okay.
Slangs it on the track.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen him slang.
He says, I had some feedback on the SUV CUV discussion.
Oh, wonderful.
To me, CUVs are absolutely useless. And he
Okay.
says, I agree with you guys on all fronts.
Oh.
However, true SUVs do have a justification. The term gets thrown around a lot. An SUV to me has to be truck-based, meaning it at least has a solid rear axle or the capability to tow 50,000, or I'm sorry, not 50,000. Jesus Christ.
50,000 pounds.
Yeah, 5,000 pounds. He said, I've always purchased an SUV over a pickup for the interior space. The Sequoia I just bought is a solid example. It's a full body on frame based on the Tundra, so it can tow 7,100 pounds. Car trailer or whatever I really need. The amount of shit I can fit in there, and it's out of the elements. And unbelievable. I don't know what he meant by that. And at the end of the day, I can bring 7 friends with me too. I have a little 5x8 trailer with drop ramp on the back, so I never have to lift anything into the truck. Just drive in bikes, quads, sleds, anything. It's actually quite brilliant. Mind you, it's like a Suburban as a daily driver. It's, dare I say, special needs. Gets like 20 miles per the gallon on the highway and 15 around town. So my question with that was,
How to get 7 friends? I don't have 7 friends.
my question with
This
that
is
was,
partying all the time.
what SUV, with the exception of the Sequoia, is actually built on a truck frame?
What about
I don't.
Yukon,
Okay.
Silverado,
what's the big dog Toyota?
Silverado,
Land Rover?
Land
Yeah.
Cruiser.
Land Cruiser?
Land Cruiser.
I wonder if that's its own frame.
I think
If the Sequoia is,
I think it's on more. Yeah, who knows?
it might be its own.
For the money, it better be.
But I know now, like Explorers are their own thing. That's
How about
not a truck.
Durango?
No, that's not a truck frame.
That's the unibody guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
What else can you
Bronco,
get on a
baby.
trunk frame?
Not the Bronco Sport.
Bronco Sport's on like a Chevy Malibu frame, right?
It's on an escape frame. Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know what else is on a truck, but he makes a good
Oh,
argument. It
Took that Tacoma truck.
The
4Runner.
Yep. That's
That's
a
oh,
truck
right.
frame,
Is that
yep.
a truck frame?
That's why we like this so much.
Okay, that's and that's the weird one. I was thinking about that after the fact. Like I'd be all over one of those.
I like that you
legit
put it on a
want one
truck
of those.
frame because it drives like shit, as opposed to if it's on a unibody, it drives great like a car. But it can tow shit.
Yeah, I don't like the pretending. Just be honest.
Right.
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
Just be honest. I'm not going to drive great.
Suburban.
Right. Be what you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
but
just
yeah,
wanted
so that was
Be high
one
and drive like an
callback.
asshole.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what it is about the 4Runner where you're like, hey, I drive the hell out of that
It's
thing.
so weird. Like
Because
I,
the back glass goes down.
I think that's part of it.
got a
I
point.
truly
That's
look at
why.
it like
That's a great feature.
I
Oh
use
my
the hell
God.
out of it to shoot stuff.
Yeah.
Like 100%. That's why that's first choice.
Dude, I remember leaving the hill. You remember that thing had a big stereo in it?
Yeah.
And there were a bunch of like Jimmy Buffett idiots hanging out there.
Yeah.
And I just dropped the glass, put the Wu-Tang all the way up.
Oh.
That was fucking magic.
They're over there in Margaritaville. And
Yeah,
they're
you
way
guys
up
are at the
top of
wrong
hill.
goddamn hill. Seriously, you put that glass down, man. You want to pump for show? That's what it's
It's
for.
it. It's there.
That's what it's for.
And they look really good. I seen a
There aren't many of
Stormtrooper
those left though.
Stormtrooper edition one today. White one with black wheels and black accents and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Looked great.
Yeah, we're running out of truck on frames, right?
Yeah, I
sure.
can't see that there's
You know,
very
wimpy
many.
trucks out
Ransom
there.
Garage said Suburban.
Suburban.
Yeah, that's what I
yep.
was trying to
What's
say when I said that.
Burb?
Do they still make Suburbans?
Yes.
Really?
Do they?
No shit. Those
That's
things
gotta
gotta be
be
selling
like
like hotcakes.
It's got to be like a $90,000 SUV.
It's a big boy. Yeah. Okay. I'm agree.
What else?
I
Yeah,
know
what else
I
you got
did
for
get a
callbacks?
call back on the other side. That
Ooh.
was arguing for CUVs.
First, okay.
You going to read it?
I ignored that callback.
I just disregarded it.
I can find it.
Somebody
Yeah.
tagged us in a
All
picture.
right, well, you dig through that.
I thought they tagged all of us. Tagging only me is just not
somebody,
the best idea.
Somebody tagged us in. Sorry, I can't remember your name, but they were filling up a CUV. Matter of fact, it was a Subaru. Just saying, with mulch.
Oh yes,
Chuck's
that's
favorite.
That's who I spoke to.
Okay.
and it was a Subaru, and I told him that's a Subaru has taken wagons, which I love, and just called them CUVs. They're all
They've
every
made 'em
Subaru,
taller.
Every
Right, it's
Subaru
tall,
is an
yeah.
Outback wagon.
Tall
Correct.
wagon. The funny part was
I got no problem with
is
that.
I reposted that story, and then somebody else responded with, "I could fit double that amount of mulch in my Honda Fit."
Okay, here we go.
100% true.
Here we go. Nate Dog 187, one
Okay.
of our great listeners.
Show Snake Dog 187.
And I'm sorry for not just ignoring this. Just listen to the podcast. I'll try to keep it short, but here's my response as a CUV owner. One of my daily drivers is a 2018 Subaru Crosstrek Limited. First off, interior is 100 times nicer than the Impreza, which is basically the same damn car. Short of buying an STI, I don't know if I can even come close in interior features. Secondly, I live in the rural Midwest and drive around 70 miles round trip a day going from work to and from work. We get lots of snow, wind, and in the winter, snow drifting is no joke. That extra height is key to getting through drifts. I'm coming from a diesel excursion. This guy knows truck on frame.
Wow.
And
A
a
diesel
sh-
excursion?
And a Chevy Avalanche. So the 33 mile per gallon Subaru average is pretty damn efficient to me. Lastly, I use this thing like a truck. It has a hitch. It tows my boat to the lake once a week. I tow a utility trailer weekly with it sometimes stack it to the ceiling at mulch from Home Depot because Lowe's is for skirts. While I agree, as an enthusiast, CVs are stupid. They're amazing daily utilitarian vehicles. The key is having fun cars in the garage as well at home for the weekend. And I just put I don't consider a Crosstrek a CUV because it's a fucking wagon.
You think it's a wagon? See, that's the thing Subaru's done is they've made them taller.
They blurred that line.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So
Yeah, I really think they blurred the line. But every time I see, even my my sister-in-law has the biggest Subaru thing, the ass end,
yeah,
and that thing is huge. But it is so
big.
It's still not a CUV to me. It's a wagon.
that.
I think that's a wagon.
Oh, that's a man's
See,
truck all day long.
I don't even like the thing, if I'm honest. I don't even like it. Sorry. Yes, that part of that. But I just don't. I don't see it as a CUV. Maybe
Yeah.
this just looks like a fat wagon.
I agree with Corey. It's just a wagon that's taller.
Yeah,
It is.
they've
It's a tall
just
wagon, but
made
it's
them
not a
so
CUV.
much taller. Yeah.
The Crosstrek, on the other hand, if that's what they're called, Crosstrek.
Crosstrek's a nice Impreza, and
just
the other
looks-
one's a nice
it-
Outback, right?
It looks
Yeah.
like an egg. It has the shape of
You know,
an egg.
Volvo's doing something very similar, where they're taking their cross country, which was a wagon, very clearly a wagon,
Yeah.
and now it's got taller and taller and taller. And then it's not like it's getting more ground clearance. They're just the roof line is going up and up and up.
So it's turning into an SUV.
Yeah, it's now
It's turning into like an
Volvo
excursion
makes a
size.
bunch of SUVs that are just high wagons
yeah,
as well.
They're
Right.
transitioning into that
Manhood.
weird territory of like it's so much taller than a wagon, but it is a wagon.
Right.
It's true. I believe TD's just said his dealership can't even call the Outback a wagon because people don't like the word wagon, which hurts me. Hurts me
I
deep
think
inside.
it's I think it's right there. It's right up there with the word minivan.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
There's a select few of us
See,
left.
well, actually true, because I would not prefer, but I like wagons. However, when you use the term estate
Yeah.
You
or
call
tour-
it an
or-
estate?
or touring.
Touring, yeah.
that's where it
The
gets
Outback
to-
Touring?
Yeah.
They made an Outback sedan. Do they still make an Outback sedan? No.
I don't think so.
Bring back the Baja.
No.
Because Outback's bigger than
There you go.
Bring back the Baja.
Outback's bigger
Bring
than
back
the
the mullet.
the Crosstrek.
Is that some leftover residual hate from like the full word station wagon?
I love the
think
word
so.
station wagon.
See, station wagon, I see that more as a. Ugh.
Yeah, and I
But
think
a
people are still
wagon,
relating the
like-
word wagon attaching to it.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It's like
yeah.
the unsaid.
I
'Cause
think if you did
say
a poll, more men would be open to driving a wagon than women.
than women.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think there is, if you're a lady and you're driving a station wagon, you're like, oh, I see.
yeah.
Right. It's
I'm
kind
just
of
that chick in the wagon. But dudes are like, oh, wagon, that's sick.
I don't want a mom car.
Exactly.
Right.
Where I want a mom car.
Yeah.
Whereas
Maybe it's a German wagon.
Yeah.
whereas
But
if-
I know Chris has the same feeling.
Hell yeah.
I need one with an E and a 6 and a 3.
The thought
Make
of
that a
a-
wagon?
Yes, sir.
and it's just so odd to me that some people actually want to drive like minivans. It's just cringeworthy. It makes me uncomfortable to think about.
Some people love it, man. They're like,
I
this
just don't
is
get
it.
it. Yeah. That's it. They're okay
I mean,
with
they
it.
have their purpose.
The Outback's not the Outback. The Forester's a minivan now, as far as I can tell. It's a 4-door minivan, right?
They've made those back doors
They've
so
got
big.
so high, man.
Yeah.
They just gotta. Yeah, I mean, it opens just like
So
the minivan
Forester, I mean, that looks SUV-esque to me on this website
I
here.
think like the mid 2000s. That was the
The-
last Forester.
too. Oh,
I
the
liked.
Impreza Tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, back when it was
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
just that.
Yeah.
Because
the
now it
Impreza more
looks way
tolerance.
closer to SUV, CUV than anything else. See, yeah, the Outback, it's just a tall
My old
wagon.
man drove an Outback forever. He loved that damn thing.
Really?
Yeah, I tried as hard as I could to get him to sell it. He drove forever, dude. Forever.
What were you? Outback. Yeah, no, there's no Outback sedan anymore. From the looks of it,
That's hard to hear.
yeah.
There goes my
Just-
next purchase.
Even the Impreza, the normal Impreza, is a small hatchback. So you go. The only sedan that's on Subaru, from what I see, is Legacy.
Yeah.
The Legacy
Those things
sedan.
are atrocious.
Yeah, not,
And then the
well, there's
WRX.
WRX, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and obviously STI, the STI, not to be confused with the ST09.
Not to be confused with sexually transmitted infection.
which is what they're called now.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
I always love how you
it's not STD anymore.
No.
you express your profound love for Subaru.
I love Subaru so
Yeah.
much.
Wait,
Yeah.
should we sound the breaking news? Wait, why is it not STD anymore?
I don't
They
know, man.
changed it. Nobody wants a D anymore, so it's STI.
Yeah. The word disease was too.
Offensive.
Yeah.
It
Thank
was-
you.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's too offensive.
So
So, now,
wait,
it's,
now
an
it's
infection.
An infection.
Well, because you can cure most of them,
Okay,
I've
I
been told.
guess.
yeah.
A little penicillin.
In
There you
numerous
go.
experiments, we
Yeah,
found
yeah,
out.
it turns out you can cure most of them,
Yeah.
so it's no longer a disease.
If anyone is feeling like they got especially fat pockets, they should go visit McLaren Boston.
Yep. What do they got for me?
A BMW M2 in Austin yellow that was spec'd
Ooh.
out by the gentleman Michael Fuchs. I don't know if anyone
I
knows,
know exactly who that is.
knows who that is.
That
Michael
dude-
Fuchs?
Oh,
What
he
does that look
fucks
like,
all right.
Corey?
What's up?
What's that look like?
You get a pick over there for the boys?
Is
Yeah.
it like Phoenix?
Phoenix.
It's
yeah,
Austin yellow. It's the M4 color, right?
Yeah, it's the
Ah.
M4 color.
Not for me.
Yeah.
No, the color isn't much for me either. Originally spec'd out at $114,000. You're nearing
Oh,
double.
Lord.
wait,
I
wait,
wonder
wait,
why
wait.
he's,
What?
No.
Why?
He unloaded it. It's only got 280 miles on it or whatever.
This guy.
Hold
I don't know
on.
if you've ever.
Is that what he says it's worth? Or is that what the
No,
sticker
that
says?
was the original sticker,
How
Get
could you
outta
possibly
here.
do that?
right?
Individual packages.
Individual package. It's got his
How?
name in the door sill. The whole interior is rewrapped. It's got the
You get
matching
BMW
colors.
to rewrap interiors?
I
Yeah.
mean,
I
just
didn't
for
know that.
reference, this guy gets Ferrari, McLaren, Bugatti to paint his cars bright pink
Bugatti?
in fuchsia.
Yeah.
And in all sorts of colors, if you will.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
What does he do?
I got a source on the inside. I'm going to have to talk
he
to him.
is a, dare I say, mattress conglomerate.
Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I forgot
He's
what
a
it is.
mattress?
Or used to be anyway.
He's a
Yeah,
physical
obviously,
mattress?
whatever he did, it worked out
I
pretty
got to
good.
get in the mattress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Shit.
say.
Yeah, he's from very rambunctious dude, older gentleman.
Yeah,
Not even a silverback.
Rolls
silver
Royce.
fox, if you will. He's all,
wow.
all
Rolls Royce has been quoted before saying he is their biggest customer.
okay.
Wow.
That
Okay,
gentleman
yeah.
is and they've been quoted
That's-
saying that
that's
like
a
publicly.
statement.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
their biggest customer?
yeah.
I mean, if you just look
If
him up,
anyone could
because
spec an M2 to way too much money.
like
Yeah.
I'm sure he's on a first name
So you
let's break bread relationship with Miller Motor Car. He's constantly unveiling. He had the first Senna, I think, stateside
Oh, he's
or
one of
something.
those guys?
It's one of those type of deals. Yeah.
You could get 3 M2s.
Yeah. So
You
now
can
it's
paint it. It's not.
What's it for sale now?
It's
I'm
not that
like
expensive to paint a
70
car.
something
no,
now.
I was going to say
Sorry.
80. Okay.
Yeah, it's like 70 something now, but
Yeah.
it's only 280 miles on it. It's 3 years old at
Right.
this
And
point.
it's kind of one
And it's
off.
in McLaren Boston.
McLaren
Yeah.
Boston.
What he traded in? They give him like 30 for it.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, we'll give you leather on your Senna for it.
Yeah. Maybe.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like, we'll paint it whatever color you want. Just drop off the M2.
Yeah,
Not
there
even
you
a
go.
comp either. It's like,
Yeah, it's the shitty one.
yeah. I guess if you want to, I mean,
Talk about
Yeah, I
buyer's
guess if
remorse.
there is a shitty one.
yeah,
That's the one. If there's a shitty one, that's it. It doesn't have an S motor.
No.
I'll take it, but not for 114.
Yeah.
No, not even for the
You take
70
that on
something they had
trade?
listed at.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you like 19
Wait,
for it.
quick
I don't know.
callback. Speaking of trades, this recently one has come through your dealership doors.
Yes.
More particular to my taste.
Yes.
How is it? Have you given it a little
I
walk
took it
around?
home for a night.
You
Which
did
one?
not.
No,
you
which-
didn't invite me over.
Wait, the H1?
No.
The other one?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was excited about the H1. You still got that thing?
No.
Wait, what is the? I don't
We-
know what this other one is.
Oh, okay.
We ended up putting that with the buyer right from the get go. It was something that was way too customized that we wouldn't.
So that
we
just went right to the trash bin, right to the compactor, right to the crusher.
We had a buyer for it before we even took it.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, are you that
Oh
buyer?
boy.
No.
In fact, you're looking at him.
Is that that's 350.
Baby,
right?
guess
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
bought?
Yeah, GT350. It was
So cool.
I don't know
The
if they still.
sounds that it make
Yeah.
incredible.
I don't know if they still call it Wimbledon white, but it's white on the blue, which is the
Blue?
original like Cobra colors.
Okay.
Beautiful car.
Beautiful car, beautiful interior. I was very impressed with the interior.
Are those flappy paddle or
nope,
proper?
nope, six
No, that's a
speed.
man's.
Yeah,
Proper
it's a man's
six-speed,
car.
yeah.
3
That's the
pedal.
Home Depot transmission.
Yeah.
Beautiful Recaro seats. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
You got it right now outside?
No.
No,
Not
it's
in this
raining.
weather.
Right,
What's
right.
that baby gonna go for? What do you think? Like once it hits?
Probably high 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's going
wow.
to be around high 50s. It's
What is that thing? What did GT350s make for power? 500?
525, I think, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Does it feel it?
The R, it does feel it. Yes.
Yeah, those
The
things are
R,
sick.
I think, is the one that makes like something crazy, like
Yeah.
700.
Wow. I mean, it's a beautiful car.
Beautiful.
Yeah. You sent that picture. I was like, oh.
Yeah, beautiful guy. Took very good care of it. It's got like 6,000 miles, 7,000 miles on it.
Yeah, and he traded it in for something peculiar.
Yeah, he just traded
I
it up
shouldn't
for
get into
a
it.
loaded up pickup truck.
Jesus.
America.
Yeah, there you go.
Couple great listener comments. Big shout out to Corey for the Austin 316 shirt from Base VR.
I noticed that when we walked
Yeah.
in.
Out here dropping people on the stack of dimes they call necks, which is amazing. And then Carl Built put in, imagine getting into your car with some other guy's name engraved on the door. So
That's my.
That's
coming-
exactly.
like coming home to your wife every night, slobbing the neighbor on your couch.
Oh my
Jesus.
god!
Wow. He's not wrong.
That's
I mean, I
intense.
got the point. He really
Nah,
took it
you
one
gotta-
step
That's
further.
It's,
Especially after you pay all that money for it.
didn't have to get that descriptive.
Nah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carl Bill.
Yeah, I mean, the door sill's got the guy's name on it. I mean, you can't.
It
Yeah,
just says
it's-
not yours every time you open the
it'll
door.
just always be fucks.
There's a
That's-
level of customization that's like, that might be a little too far.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially if you're someone who kind of gets rid of stuff.
Dude, I get mad
You don't
at
gotta
that.
go put your name on.
I get
things.
mad at the light up M in the seat. I'm like, oh god, that's lame.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this guy's Bill fucks his name is in my car.
Fucks edition.
Yeah,
It's got the badge on the
It'll be the
back.
fuck me edition.
M2
Yeah.
fuck comp
Yeah,
edition.
exactly.
Oh my god.
It was. I mean, the
No,
yellow.
thank you.
The yellow's not for me, but hey, you know what? It's something, man. I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's a it's a lifestyle.
It's interesting that
Definitely is.
it's
Yeah.
interesting that Rolls Royce's #1 client
Oh, this guy. Oh, yeah.
would,
If
would want an M2. I
It's
think
just-
that's
oh
the
no,
most
this
interesting
dude
part
is
of all.
just he is. I wish I could find him. His
Like, how do you drive a Senna and then get into that?
I think when you gotta go get a
I'm
gallon of
just-
milk.
Buddy, I'm pulling up to the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru in the Senna
Yeah.
with
You-
the crazy window that's
Dude,
like
you want
down
to go
here.
no pants? That's why.
Yeah.
I'm trying to run to Dunkin' Donuts, no pants on. The
Yeah, I
Senna,
mean-
they see me. They see me wearing boxes out
It's
there.
got that. What's that? SVX window. Remember
Yeah,
the Subaru
it
back in
is.
the day?
That's
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
the
I mean,
pants window.
This guy's got my kind of taste. Look at this mint green Rolls Royce Wraith. That's his.
Oh yeah, that guy.
oh, so you did find him.
it just got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did it work or did Corey change it?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
that's
mean,
like
the
that's
man
like,
has taste.
His collection is
that's
just,
like just one step from Birdman.
it's ever it's ever evolving, ever changing. And he's always picking up something that's the first of whatever.
yeah.
That's when you personalize something way too much.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, he just doesn't give any
You,
fucks.
you limit the buy. You limit the second owner a lot.
Zero fucks given. I wanted to get him on the podcast. Surprisingly, he never answered.
Yeah. I mean,
He's
Yeah.
probably
the list
busy.
of stuff he has is
Too
just
busy with
He's
Rolls Royce.
busy
Yeah.
stress testing those mattresses.
yeah,
Thanks again to Carl Bill.
yeah. He's got the trifecta of the P1, the
Jesus,
LaFerrari,
Carl
and the
Bill-
918.
Okay.
Like
Oh.
he's got a
And does
Huayra.
it show some of his like fuchsia colored Rollses?
There's
those things
a
are
banana
just-
yellow one if you want.
Dude, Carl Bill
The
should
taxi
write
cab.
for us.
That looks like a
my
taxi
God.
cab.
Seriously.
It does look like a taxi cab.
Taxi yellow. Yeah, pull over some
Oh my
steps
God.
in.
How great would that be to would that be to have a banana yellow with a taxi cab livery?
Yeah.
I'd enjoy that. I'd appreciate that.
Can you run through that collection that you just said real quick? Those like 5 cars.
Well, he's got the trifecta of the 918, the P1, and the LaFerrari. Ben, you're making a ruckus over there, bud.
Jesus,
Jesus,
man.
you're not even on mic, and I
How
can't.
do you how do you decide what to drive in the morning?
Yeah, he's a Ferrari FXX.
That's what's parked near the door.
Two Veyrons. He's got an Enzo, an F12,
One's not enough, huh?
a Selena
Gotta have
7.
more than one. You want him to run all the time.
I mean, the fact that it even has like an Alfa Romeo 8C mixed in there.
8C is a beautiful car.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it is. He's got a Spiker C8, which he leaves outside for sure.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. Not even covered.
Yeah, I
Spiker?
mean,
Spiker?
there's,
Windows
supposedly-
open.
there's 3 lines of Lamborghinis that don't even matter because
Yeah.
of everything. 599 GTO, 3 Phantom drop heads, multiple race, like,
Yeah.
Guess that's why he's Rolls Royce #1 client.
Yeah, there he goes.
so.
Big Rolls guy. I think if I'd be in it if I had the means, I'd be Rolls Royce's #1 client.
They just
Yeah.
came out with a new Ghost.
That's what you go.
We'll
get
talk
in
about
this
that
game.
in a little bit.
All right, good.
S14 OCP, is Birdman's cars all still red? Last I thought they were all money green. Green for the money?
That's
He
a vibe.
seems to change them from what I've seen following him from the MTV Crib days.
Yeah, he's not a man I'd question.
He does have a pump jack tattooed to the
Put
side
some
of his
respect
head.
on his
Yeah,
name.
Yeah,
yeah.
so I'd say Mr. Birdman.
Yeah.
We respect whatever color you
Mr.
paint your
Bird,
cars.
Mr. Man, Is it
Mr.
Mr. Man,
Bird.
Mr. Bird.
He had some cars. He had an Accelero. That was big. That's when Birdman was worth $10 million. A $1 million Maybach.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
this guy spends like I do.
Yeah.
What's that? 10% of your net worth in vehicles checks out.
Yeah.
Oh man, Birdman's the best. I wish him well,
Not finding anything.
Mr. Birdman.
Not finding anything new on Mr. Birdman.
I forgot what the phrase was, but I thought it was greens for the money, something's for the honeys. It was
I'm sure it's something
yeah,
similar
something
to
of
that.
that.
Yeah.
Guy's a modern day poet.
Sounds right.
right.
Yeah.
You're right there with it. Any other callbacks?
That was all I had.
Oh yeah, I talked about Jalopnik talking about the diesel minivan yesterday, and they've tripled down. I mean, every time I go on Jalopnik, it's some story about some guy's diesel German
Diesel
imported
minivan?
5-speed minivan. Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah. I think they were light on content.
I think they heard me and they're like, you know what? We're just gonna keep posting about this fucking. He's like, this is how I'm gonna have to get it to pass inspection. Like, damn it, Dave Tracy. We know you're weird, dude. Can you do something weird that's
I mean,
cool?
you can just register it anywhere you'd like where there's
No, I
not
think
like
he's in Germany now or something. I
I thought it was
refuse
in
to
the
click
United
it. I
States.
refuse to click it.
I thought the whole thing that was in the United States.
That's true, but he said he had to pass some German safety thing.
Just register it in Montana, like all the California
Montana,
people
Florida, Vermont.
Vermont.
do. Yeah,
Yeah.
Vermont.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't even have to be there.
Yeah, so I don't know. Please stop. Every time I just can't even believe it. I can't even believe it.
I mean, not that I like to promote other shows. However, a Jalopnik editor, Mr. Jason, or is it Jason Torchlinski?
Torch.
The guy with the hair.
Isn't
Yeah.
he out of Jalopnik? Didn't he bail on him?
No, I think he's still there.
Big shout out to Torch. I like that guy.
Great podcast of him on the Smoking Tire.
Really?
Yeah.
I downloaded it. Haven't gotten a listen yet.
Very good. It's pretty. I'm not fully through, but him telling the story of how he bought the cheapest car on Alibaba,
The videos of that are amazing.
and,
Really?
and it turned into basically him buying that car, which was obviously a joke. It's a $900 electric car. All said and done, it costs about $3,300 to get it here. So whatever, there's other things I'd rather have. However, it's still funny. And then basically he made a bunch of videos with it for Jalopnik. However, it went viral in like China where it was manufactured.
Yeah.
China.
And it became like a national thing in China, like
Really?
national news, daily updates. Like
So now he's a big
Just,
dog. He's
it's
big in
just
Japan.
Tiny American man buys Chinese
buys
car.
car-
Yeah.
they're, like it's almost a joke, but they went to the factory where it was made purposely just so they could showcase it and like Chinese news or whatever. But it's quite a funny
I'm saying
story.
if I was him and I was that big in China, I'd go to China and just be a god out there.
And just rake it in.
Just be a god out there.
Just be on every billboard.
The video content he's made up 10 times over. It's very,
I saw
very
when he
funny.
first bought it. I never saw anything about it, though.
It's funny. He said he lives in a college town and literally uses it like often because he can get about 30 miles, I think he said, before it dies.
All it is
So
is
just
a bunch
around
of 12
town.
batteries
Yes,
like linked
yeah.
together in the back.
Just
good
around
range.
town, he
Yeah.
just flies. Brakes only on the front. There's a bunch of yeah,
It's
Brakes
like
only on the
a
front?
It's like a mountain bike disc.
yeah.
Ah.
It's quite.
you
it's,
get
I know
what
you
pay
can
for,
ride it
right?
lately.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get what you pay
you've been
for.
out there riding?
Yeah, trying.
it's quite funny. It's quite interesting here.
Good content.
Yeah.
I finally installed the suspension install on my M3.
Oh,
I might have overspoke on my confidence of drilling those strut towers out.
Oh, I knew it.
Not the strut towers, the actual strut top mounts.
yes.
So I matched them, and then I went to put it on the other side, and I was like, "This fucking thing's not going through the hole."
It's a bit off.
So I was out there with the old ham ray trying to slam her out, not the car, obviously the top mount, and it wouldn't go. So I had to take the other one out and drill them in different places to match them. Perfect now. Also, if anybody knows how to add like a ton of caster to an E30 M3, holla's your boy.
So okay.
No, I needed some different. They're like lollipop mounts on the car, and you need them way offset to get the right amount of caster when the car's that low. So
Yeah.
I have those coming in. The hell else did I do to
Do they
it?
make them special for that car? Or do you have to get them
So
off for like
E30
another?
M3 has off-center ones anyway, pretty solidly off-center. And then so I bought the PowerFlex one, and the PowerFlex ones were not as far as the stock ones apparently. So my wheels, when you mess with your caster, your wheels kind of come back in the wheel well. So it was just like I was putting it down. I was like, that ain't right. Like if I turn all the way, it rubs on the inside.
Yeah.
So AKG makes some that are more extreme out than the stockers. So that should put me right in the middle. I think they show up tomorrow, so I'll pop them in. It has KWV3s on it now, and it rides like I don't know why I put any other suspension on anything else.
Yeah.
It rides so goddamn good.
I'm surprised that the V3s didn't come with top mounts.
You know what's interesting? KW doesn't even make like camber plates or top mounts for them.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird because it's not cheap suspension.
Yeah.
But if I want to put real camber caster plates on it, like you're looking at, I'm going to buy ground controls and they're $300, $400, and you have to specify what strut it's going on. So you can take Z3 ones like I did. It gives you a bunch more camber, and the car feels super spicy with the more camber on it. But the way that it kind of drops back a little, I lost a bit of. I lost caster from that and from the lollipop mount. It's not being all the way out. But so now I've got new tie rod ends, control arms, the whole front end, and it's really, really nice. It's beyond my expectations.
It's gonna feel quite good.
Oh, it feels nice. Yeah, once I get not just afraid to really crank it because obviously I'm a little tight on the inside there, so
Yeah.
knock that back out. But good install. It took forever. I was waiting for parts. It was up in the air, and then, dude, when I went to put the other strut in and it wasn't going through the holes, I was just like, I was maybe an hour away from being done.
Notice you didn't put that install on Instagram.
I just knew it would have been a forever
Yeah.
saga,
Yeah.
but it was just like, I'm going to have to take the other fucking side off, aren't I? And I'm going to have to match that, and I'm going to have to move which hole I'm measuring off, and it's just like, why the fuck did I do this ahead of time?
Yeah.
So, anyway, all better. Love that stuff.
Super fun.
No, car's ripping, and then I fixed my robot. I told you I got one of those little robot things. I got a Roomba for the garage. Did I tell anybody this?
No.
I think you were,
Dude.
you this might have been off air. We had this conversation. You
got
were
a Roomba?
looking for one on eBay, right?
Yes,
Or
I was looking
something?
for a Roomba
'Cause
that
they
you
no
use in a
longer made 'em.
workshop. So they made one. They made one back in the day called the Dirt Dog, and it literally doesn't have a vacuum. It just has brushes, and it will pull up bolts and shit. So
How big is it?
it's a Roomba size. Yeah, it's crazy. So you can buy them on eBay, reman, between like $150 and $250, depending on what you find. They made them like probably almost 10 years ago now, and they're awesome. However, the only problem is the place you'd always pick it up from happens to be the dust thing.
Yeah.
So I had just fixed the bumper on it because it like hit something and broke. So like, I'm pretty good with the JB Weld epoxy. So I figured out how to take it apart, epoxied it together. It's all good. So I run it the
Wait,
first time. Go ahead.
So how long did it was broken when you received it?
No. I received it.
No, he broke it.
It broke.
So that's how
I don't know
long-
how it broke the first time. If I'm honest, it probably was me. But I'm
long
3
did it
weeks in
break?
and it breaks.
Okay. I was just a little not sure on that timeline.
And my kids love it. I bought a Roomba. I bought this thing because I used my wife's house one in the garage.
Oh man,
She
she
lost
must
her
have liked that.
fucking mind, dude. She came in. Me and the kids are like, yeah, let's go. And she's like, is that the Roomba? I was like, yeah, just seeing how it works in the garage. I was just like, you know what? I was about to turn it off anyway. I'm just going to bring it to the house right now. I told these kids. So anyways,
They don't want to listen.
I fixed my Roomba with the greatest epoxy job of all time. And I put it back out, and I'm like, I run it. It runs perfect. Garage is minty, right? So I'm like, all right, let me empty you out. Pick it up by the dust tray. Get it about waist high. Dust tray, let's go. Roomba crashes, bumper into the ground, blows the whole fucking left strut on the thing. And I'm just like, the M3's in the air, no suspension on it.
Oh,
My
man.
workbench is covered in shit, and I was like, I might just throw this thing away, or maybe when I'm done with this car, I'll fix it later. That Roomba is now more epoxy than it is plastic, boys. But
you got to throw some reinforcements.
whole
in
front
there.
struts back together. I was running this morning. I'll tell you what, better than new.
Good.
Should have sent
Better
her
than
out to Perfection Plastics. He would have.
I was just going to say,
fixed it
welded
easy.
her all up.
get some
Yeah.
reinforcements.
But if you want to, if you need someone to trick out your Roomba, I drilled a couple Swiss cheese holes in it, to lighten her up a bit.
Yeah.
I'm your man.
I'm going to be honest, the terror that a Roomba brings of some of the stuff that I've seen them pick up or drive over,
Really?
Mine likes getting stuck under my M coupe.
I've seen
That's like
some,
one of its favorite things to do.
like,
And I'm afraid sometimes it's going to back over it.
I'm sure there's an Instagram page.
Wait till you get to epoxy that one.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's an Instagram page, and it's probably horrific. But just from people I know that have posted, Roomba picking up the room as well as dog poop,
I don't get dogs.
picking up
Purposely.
the Roomba, or picking up the room as well as a snake being coiled around the fucking thing. And
That'd be
that's
awesome.
why it doesn't work.
Whoa.
Oh, it's just the stuff that these things pick up.
You flap big
It
show.
just seems a lot more work than it actually should.
Yeah,
be.
no, room is rock. You got to have one.
Okay.
We have snakes. We've had a snake in the house once. My daughter thought it was like a shoelace. As she went to grab it, snake. Yeah. Too bad the Roomba didn't get it.
Yeah.
I'd
real
chop those
thick
things' heads
shoelace.
off. You want to come into the house?
Oh, yeah.
This is a castle state, boy.
You ever see what do
You're getting gunned the fuck
what's that?
down. You come to the house.
Crocodile Dundee. Do a little
exactly.
and then just snap it right
Just
now.
done.
Yeah, that's all. Don't come in
No,
my
I went screaming, running upstairs. If I'm being honest.
I don't go in your fucking brushes. Don't come in my house.
Exactly. I didn't have the rifle handy.
It's just cranking off shots in the living room trying to nail that thing.
Yeah, I'll get it. We got a tile guy.
Give you a few more rounds.
Hey, we got a tile
Hey.
guy. He's fine. Ken will be here in a minute.
Where's that clip?
Big shout out to Ken, who's in the other room. That's the only reason on the chat room. Big shout out to Being Flat in Australia, wishing us a nice morning.
Welcome. Hey,
Nice morning.
good day, mate.
Yeah, our snakes don't compare to the old Australian snakes.
Fucking black mambas.
Legendary.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
Australian snakes.
I mean everything. That's a continent full of fucking monsters.
Full of scary
For
things.
sure. it's just not any place I'd like to be.
Anybody else figure anything out? Oh, maybe I'll post it when this comes out. But our revival world headquarters coming along.
A lot of walls down,
A lot of walls down.
much space.
Young Ben's out there right now, zip tying wires to the roof.
Yep, a lot of room for activities. Might practice karate in the garage later.
I think Young Ben's sleeping.
But what are you doing over there?
He looks like he's sleeping.
You can sleep. Go ahead, buddy. It's fine.
Yeah.
What are you doing? He's on
Facebook Marketplace. You got anything good?
Okay.
Nothing on Facebook Marketplace.
I think it's time to move along.
Yeah. Want to
I got more installs.
cue the?
Oh,
Oh,
just
wait.
kidding. Go ahead. No.
News. Ladies and gentlemen, September 1st, 2020, Nashville, Tennessee. We are reawakening the power of the Z.
You son of a bitch. My only news.
The power of the Zed.
The power of the Z. The new Nissan Z Proto is what they're calling it.
Zed Proto.
Z
Proto. That's short for prototype.
Combining 50 years of passion and heritage with modern technology. Please join us at the NissanNext.com for the Z Proto digital unveil on Tuesday, September 15th at 7:30 p.m.
Do you say 15 years of heritage? So it's just a 350Z again?
50, right?
Oh,
yeah,
50. Okay.
Yeah, 50. It's just 380Z, baby.
I want the body of a 350Z with the motor layout of a 300ZX twin turbo.
So
you know, something you just can't get your hands in.
Interesting thing about this is they're going to release the Z Proto, right?
Yep.
But the car will not physically be on sale till at least like 2020, for 3 years from now.
Yeah, but did you see that hype
Jeez.
video?
I didn't watch the hype.
There was a hype video. Very big emphasis on the old boys, not so much on the 350/70.
Okay.
So I think they're getting that people are like, they still sell the 370Z, right?
Is there a
That's a great
2021?
question.
I think there is.
I think there is.
Yeah, I don't think it's discontinued yet. Actually, yeah, there is, because the surprising thing to me was when I was looking at things today, there's the Nismo version or whatever. You can get a Nismo pack, and it makes 350 horsepower.
Yeah.
So it was just like, oh, wow.
I believe Fingertight Chris had a 350Z.
370.
370Z, how many years ago?
Ooh. 8 years ago?
I was going to say,
Be crazy.
probably
You
pushing
can
10.
you can buy a brand new one.
Yeah.
8 years ago, yeah.
That's crazy.
How was it?
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was a Nismo edition. I had one of those. I enjoyed it. I had it for I think 2 years. So
Wow.
I bought it in 2011 and I sold it in 2013.
No shit.
Yeah.
You've moved on to much better things since then.
He still misses it. You can see it in his eyes.
Yeah. I think it was kind of like the quote unquote first really nice car I had.
Yeah, that was a cool car.
That was,
I saw the pictures of that. I think it was
Yeah,
pretty
that
sick.
was like, sports car, I guess.
Yeah.
It was the newest sports car I had at that time. Probably still the newest sports car I ever had. I don't
So
think
now
I
you're
own,
buying
I don't think I own anything.
just
that
buying
new.
old junk now.
Yeah, now I just collect old stuff.
Still on their website for sale, 2020 Nissan 370Z.
Yeah, so if you miss it, you can just buy it again, brand new.
No. We're not going down that road.
Yeah, you
How
don't
much,
need that.
how much are those things?
Starting at 30,000.
No way. How much is a Nismo? What can we get Chris back
60.
in one for? 60. You want a
Let's
Nismo
see.
Black Edition?
Let's
It's
see.
75.
I bet it's up there. Give me a moment.
Yeah, I mean,
here.
I would imagine it is.
I bet you it gets up to 50.
370.
You think so?
I
50?
think so.
Oh, wow.
48, 49 grand.
I mean, it's one of those things where if there's people who love it and they really really love it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they're cool looking.
All right. Let's see. 370Z starting 30. The sport version 33. 50th anniversary silver black 37. Same thing, 50th anniversary white red 37.
So
And
technically
it
no
doesn't-
Nismo right now.
There is no Nismo there, but I bet if you go to build and
You get
price,
Nismo
I could
yourself.
Probably, yeah, you could do manual Nismo.
Manual Nismo.
Oh, here we go. 370Z Nismo.
Yep.
45.7.
45.7.
Wow.
Base price?
Seven.
Right on
and,
top
and
of it.
there's one. Oh, that's odd. quite a jump. 45.7 for the 6-speed manual.
Yeah.
47.2 for the
CVT.
CVT.
Beautiful.
And we just got told that the stream just crashed.
The stream
Uh-oh.
just crashed.
I don't know why or whatever, but
Oh, we'll work on that.
it
and,
shows us still on my
Nah,
thing.
stream is not crashed.
I think
Okay.
you're gonna get better internet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man, we need to get better internet.
Yeah, we'll see.
If you're in the chat room and the stream's not crashed, say anything.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, because we will fix that if we need to. But yeah, that's still for sale.
Someone says, "Rip, it went down." Does that mean the stream crashed?
Well, that was also TDs who texted me, also saying it went down. So I don't know. if
Anyone
it's-
who's not TD's,
just
Young Ben,
him
get on
or
YouTube.
everybody.
See if you can see us on the stream.
I mean, it shows us on mine.
It shows us on mine.
On
This must be
my account.
stream is fine from Garrett. Thank you, buddy.
Stream's good on my end. So sorry, TDs. I don't know what's going on.
It's that Florida man internet over
Getting
there.
a random hurricane.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Hopefully not.
T's and P's.
So finger tight, Chris.
Yes, sir.
We talked about the TRX last week.
Oh boy.
How do you feel about it? Just some feelings because it's gonna tie into a
Yeah,
little piece of news.
I think it's pretty interesting. I mean, I think it makes sense that they're putting that engine in everything that they possibly can.
100%. They don't make a minivan
If
anymore.
it ain't
though,
broke,
right?
don't fix
Yeah,
it.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're certainly getting their money's worth for the chassis that they originally, the Challengers are going on like 12 years or something
Yeah.
like that. So I think it's great. I was very worried about what the final product was going to look like, because a lot of the renderings you saw and the prototypes
were
you saw for
crazy.
years before, it was just kind of like, okay,
Were
you're
you
gonna.
afraid it was going to be too over the top
I was.
and almost
Were you expecting 6 wheels?
seclude?
No, I wasn't expecting 6 wheels, but I thought it was going to be over the top, and it was just going to limit the actual
right,
buyer,
the buyer. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
because everybody wants something that looks cool, but nobody wants.
outrageous. Nobody wants a Cybertruck.
There's a exactly. There's a point in where you want to have something that someone else probably doesn't have or doesn't get, but
Yeah.
you don't always want to be spotted everywhere you
Obscure,
go.
right? Yeah, exactly. Like in a nitro yellow.
It's funny you
Toyota
say that
Supra.
now because it's almost as if Raptors just kind of like blend in.
They do.
A lot of times, short of if you see like a obnoxious bright blue one coming at you or a white one with the door graphics,
Yeah.
kind of just blends
What was-
in.
I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do, because I've been reading a couple articles saying that Ford's coming from.
Oh yeah.
King Raptor?
Yeah.
I saw
So
that.
I said when we talked about the TRX stuff a few weeks ago, what's Chevy's answer going to be, and if they're going to be an answer,
Holy shit! They have an answer.
they have an answer.
Chevy has an answer?
Get
They have
outta
an
here.
answer.
Crap.
That's a lie.
The Silverado ZR2 or ZRX.
Okay.
Undetermined what it's going to be. It's going to be a high performance off roader.
ZR2 would be the rear-wheel drive Florida Special,
Probably
and the X would be
that would be what I
the
think.
rest of the world.
But it would be one or the other.
How
I
many?
imagine it would be the X.
The X.
Yeah,
I don't know
would
how you
think
can
so,
make
yeah.
one of
That,
these.
I feel, to your point, I feel like that's almost a standard. Like you have to have
Rear
four-wheel
drive.
drive.
Yeah.
right,
Have to
just
have rear
purely
drive.
rear drive.
That's the only way to go.
So some of the early kind of specs on it are Multimatic DSSV dampers with a higher ride height than the traditional Silverado.
All I care about is if they put the flat plane.
Yeah, I don't
V8
care about anything
from
other
the
than
new
how much horsepower it's going to have.
Z06 in
420.
that thing.
What's that?
400
420. Standard 6.2
Blaze
liter.
it!
Yeah.
So
Standard
literally,
6.2 liter. Yeah.
That's not gonna cut it.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Not
Why
gonna
even
cut it.
bother?
I don't. They have something that's the exact shape and size of the 6.2 liter
Why
that would make
bother,
way
man?
more horsepower.
So-
Why? Come
401
on.
Blaze it!
Yeah.
Chevy's response was a silent fart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's what it
It's like
was. That,
420 horsepower? What are you going to do? How can you even move a truck with
what's
that
the
little
I
horsepower?
don't know.
what's the factory horsepower on that thing? What like
420.
like I was gonna say Phil's.
Wait, they come with 420
Yeah.
normally?
So basically, they're
It's
just
just
gonna
gonna
give
be
you
a beefed up
off-road,
Silverado.
yeah,
That's all
off-road
it's gonna be.
suspension.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
some
it.
It was like the
Off-road
Rebel.
suspension, locking diffs, different front rear bumpers
Dude.
for better approach and departure.
That's the response to the Rebel. What's the response to the T-Rex?
this
There
is
is
it,
none.
man.
we were
This is
hoping for
it.
another dinosaur,
Yeah.
but we're not getting it.
There's no way they're not going to take the supercharged 6.2 liter and put it in that thing. Why? Why would you not? You already have it.
Yeah.
Right.
And put it in that truck?
Yeah.
No, Silverado guys don't want that. Silverado guys want nice cruises, just hanging out with the wife.
And
A lot of chrome.
yeah,
Lots
a lot of chrome.
Lots of chrome.
Shout out to Phil and the Bowtie Boys, but
Big shout
Yeah,
to the Bowtie
this
Boys.
isn't
Bowtie
gonna-
Boys want to go fast. They buy a vet.
this isn't gonna cut it.
Shouts
So-
to Phil on his new purchase.
Also, not on the dock till launch in
Didn't
2023.
Phil not buy a Chevy?
What a GMC,
Isn't it one and the same?
Denali,
I don't know the difference. Same company?
Different plant.
Yeah.
Different badge.
beautiful truck though.
Beautiful truck.
Beautiful
What a
truck.
beautiful guy. What a
Also,
beautiful truck.
white on black again. So
Yep.
There you
pretty
go.
much the same truck. Same truck, only way nicer.
He knows what he wants.
Yeah.
We'll be seeing him soon.
Ransom Garage said his 5.3 Suburban has 420 horsepower. Let's line that shit up.
Yeah,
And that was, and what year is
against the
that?
2023.
Yeah. Oh, Chevy. Well, hey,
Not
you
the
know,
best rebuttal.
Well,
Do it for
they
No,
you can't
it's
blame
certainly
them.
not.
They put all their eggs in the.
Then how many
C8
high performance
basket.
engines, all right?
I can't get mad at them. Right? Yeah, exactly.
Then how many high performance motors?
The crazy thing is that people who are Chevy fans,
Yep.
who bleed Chevy,
Yep.
Yeah.
that it's
Bow
not going
tie.
to matter to them.
You know you should buy that thing? Buy it, swap an LS in it. Boom!
There you go. Yeah. It's just not going to matter to them that it
Solves
has
everything.
300 less horsepower.
Yeah, no.
Then everything in its class.
An entire Golf R's worth of horsepower less.
What do?
Yeah, just chuck the Toby Keith CD in and off
yeah.
you go.
I mean, aren't there? There's got to be a bunch of diesels that make more power than that too.
Maybe not more.
You mean more
torque.
torque?
Yeah.
Certainly more torque, but I think the diesel is pretty high up there. Like for whatever. Oh, 420.
Maximum stump
For some
pull
reason, I was
power.
thinking 320. Yeah.
Not for nothing. That's a move you'd expect out of Dodge.
Doge.
Yeah.
Right. That's why.
That's a move that you'd expect out of them.
Like
Dodge
the Rebel.
coming out.
They're just always the last to come out in
Yeah.
everything. The
Well,
last to
now
come
it's
out
a-
with the retro muscle car. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's a new era. The new anus.
Dodge leads them all.
The new Stellantis.
Oh, it's
is a new-
Stellantis. Yeah,
so it's a
Stellantis
new
is
era.
doing it. Hey,
Jesus.
do they have a minivan, Dodge?
Yeah,
the Grand
Caravan.
Caravan.
Are they going to put a Hellcat
Oh yeah,
engine
we
in
talked
it?
about that. Remember? That's the last. That's the last on the list.
It's pretty much has to happen.
I
They're
don't
the
think so
buyer.
because nobody wants the minivan. Remember?
It's true. Nobody
Well,
wants
that's
the
how you
van.
make
wants the
them want the
minivan?
I'd want the
minivan.
van.
guess so,
I'd buy a
yeah.
Hellcat van immediately.
If you want to boost sales, you got to get the man interested in
Right,
buying
exactly.
the minivan.
The man in the
versus-
van.
Create a
versus-
new.
Dude, no,
Switch.
put it on a Challenger chassis and just make it the short van.
Well, they're the same length, so
yeah.
It would create a new class, the sports minivan.
Sports van, the short van.
yeah.
It'll be
Just
the
some,
fastest minivan in
yeah,
this class.
Dude.
some Baja shocks.
Yep.
A
Little Multimatic.
little bit of Hellcat, a little bit of wide body for the next generation, or the three
Yeah.
tiers down. If you
Launch
will.
control. Get some launch control.
First minivan with launch control. Hey, somebody would buy it.
Yeah.
Somebody would buy it.
Well, boys, I'm excited about that. But speaking of exciting news,
Yes.
we spoke about the Stinger's cosmetic changes a few podcasts ago.
Yes.
We get some engine news, boys.
Engine
Ooh,
news.
Get ready.
revved up.
Stinger's getting a 2.5 liter engine in 2022.
What is it currently?
Oh, it's a 3-liter and a 2-liter.
Right in the middle.
So wait,
It's a 2.5 liter four banger,
from Subaru.
300 horsepower, so not from Subaru, it's too much, and 311 torque. And it's priced between the GT line and the GT trims. Couldn't it be a manual? We don't know.
I don't.
That's all.
Yeah, I don't
that's all I'm
know.
telling
The facelift was more interesting than that. I mean, why did they have to change the engine? The engine was doing fine.
What I was most concerned about is the fact that their lines are called GT line and then there's GT trim. I guess it's like S line and S trim.
Yeah, it's like actual
they-
M car
they're
and
not
or
one and
M
the same?
package. What's up?
The S line and S trim is not one and the same.
No, S line now is an Audi A4 with S badges, and the S4 is the equivalent to like a 335 maybe. And then the RS, the RS is kind of like an M3 that's all-wheel drive and more responsible to purchase, but you should have bought the M3.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a weird world out there for badges and packages,
Yeah.
And
Big packages out there
and
now.
grills.
grills.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it's a bad day for grills.
Huge packages, huge grills.
Bad day for
They're
grills.
just,
Yeah.
Clogging the motorway.
Yep.
What else you got over there, Josh? You had that pulled up earlier. I was kind of a little.
Oh yeah, well this is just. I mean, it's. I think everybody kind of knows the story now, but in Massachusetts there was a massive Mary Jane bust, if you will, and included in
420.
said Blaze It bust were a lot of A80 Supras, BMW M3s, and whatnot seized in the bust.
I'm
I
not
was
gonna
say
lie.
heist, but
This guy spending that drug money exactly as I would spend that drug money. They showed his
I didn't
place.
even hear
Dude,
about this.
It's an old firehouse. He bought the whole place. Said he lived in a one-room apartment in it. Owns the whole building, right? They go in there. He's got like $5 million in cash. Exactly what I would have done. Guns, like fucking awesome guns everywhere. Big gun guy. And then he has just racks on racks of A80 Supras. He had 2 Midnight Purple R34 GTRs, 1 yellow one. And then he had every M car in every special color. I mean, it was just like, this guy's living my dream life. All I got to do is push some weight.
Supra,
is that all I got to do?
Had a 4Runner in there.
warehouse.
Matter of fact,
Yeah,
37 cars seized.
I'd be interested in this guy writing me a business plan.
What?
Yeah.
He's
I think he's got a lot of time to do that now.
Yeah, I think so too. What town was this in?
well, this was
Holyoke.
in Holyoke, Mass,
Which isn't a
so not
surprise.
too far.
No,
So
not a surprise.
I'll tell you what, all the Revival listeners are going to be at the next Holyoke police auction
oh
trying
my
to grab
God.
R34s.
Like, I'm curious where all these cars are going
Old
to go.
Charlie
because they're-
Cash is
They're
leaving
going
with
to
the
turn into
Supra.
Harbor Freight tools is what's going to happen.
unfortunately. Yeah, certainly the R34s, but let's see.
Nah,
He's,
they were probably.
Watch
Nah,
out- watch
considering-
out for those
You were
Jack
going to
stands.
tell me those cars, that gentleman spent the time to get a Motorex car?
That's true. Never mind.
41 years old, and apparently still at large. So if you happen to see,
Oh, maybe he
Go for
doesn't
that.
have any time on his hand.
yeah. So
That's his garage.
yeah, it's the pictures are.
I'm
just,
telling you, man, I'm in the wrong business.
Oh, and also 138 pounds of marijuana,
This looks
far
like,
less than I would
Mr.
suspect.
993's.
It does, dude. It
Yeah.
does.
I'm not
Big
going to lie
shout
to
to
you.
Rudy.
I got
Big
so
shout out
I'm
to
getting
Rudy.
I'm looking through the thing. I took the picture out of the news article and dropped it in TinEye to reverse image search it, and I was like, this can't be the right picture.
No,
Yeah.
it looked like Paul
Found-
Walker's garage. It was like, damn,
That's
this
what I
guy's
thought it was
doing
at first because it's all
Yeah, that's-
white.
And the crazy thing is, like, this dude
Fuck
clearly doesn't get out much because I've never seen any of these cars around. Not that they'd be
Most
easy
of
to
them would
see, but
blend in, short of the R34s.
The R34s
Most of them
stand
would
out.
blend
there's
in.
shit ton of there's Evos there too.
Yeah.
and yeah, just a bunch of stuff. So
Yeah, most of them will blend in. But when the first picture I saw, it was all the white Supras, and I was like, I think the news just found some picture
yeah.
and put it in here.
Oh, and then so that's what I originally thought too. And then there was video backed up as well.
Oh, I didn't see
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's some whether it be on Facebook or whatever, but
that guy was doing it right. I mean, he went for a long time without getting caught too,
Yeah,
so that's
it
pretty
seems like
solid.
it,
How old
yeah.
is he? 41.
41.
It's
yeah.
done anyway.
I mean, he'll be out by 60, so that's fine.
Yeah, he'll probably get those cars back.
Couple times.
Breaking news from Mike FNY.
Oh,
He sent us a Z3 with fender mirrors on it, and it is
Those look like 10-speed mirrors.
looks as comical as you would think.
it is horrific. Thank
Look
you
like
for that.
curb feelers in the wrong location.
Yeah, man, that
Yeah.
is rough.
Yeah. Not that we never really talk about Tesla here too much, but
I haven't heard of him.
Tesla employee turned down a $1 million bribe offered by a Russian national to infect Tesla's Gigafactory with malware, the FBI says. Remember how we talked about wasn't there some competition? I forgot. Didn't some girl get in trouble or something because she left Tesla and had a bunch of files or not too long ago, a few
Yes.
months back or
Yeah.
something like
I'll
that.
tell you what, $1 million. I own my own place. I'll infect it. You know what I mean? Jesus, this guy's a dedicated employee. You know, if he's looking for another job, come see me.
I think
Jesus, $1 million.
I think his stance is that when this goes public, the payoff for not taking it is going to be greater than the million
Yeah,
for.
dude, you moved to Russia. You can live like a goddamn king for the rest of your life out there.
I mean, Russia's going to off you.
Oh
cold.
man, sorry,
Yeah.
Russia.
Let's see.
Big shout to Russia.
Yeah, it's not for me.
The offer came
I
from a
believe it.
Russian operative of a criminal organization posing as a tourist. The fake tourist was 27-year-old. Let me get, really reach far. Igorevich Khrushchev is his name, who reached out to a Russian-speaking non-U.S. citizen employee of Tesla in mid-July. And
Well, how do you cold call that?
the store,
Yeah.
the espionage
What do you
story
slide in
goes
his
from there.
DMs? I mean, how do you do that?
There's
I
got to
mean,
be way more to how they
Oh,
got in
That's what I'm
contact.
saying. There's got to be like
some ancestry or
maybe the employee is
Oh,
also.
here you go. Here's the whole
Okay.
story right here. Khrushchev arranged to meet with the employee under the pretense of a visit to California and stated that he'd be willing to come to Nevada to visit the Tesla employee. Sounds a little odd to me right from the get. Khrushchev, or whatever, the Russian, met with the employee and some of the employee's friends in Lake Tahoe, where He generously paid for food and plenty of booze. Generally had a good time with the group, though he was reluctant to take any pictures with his new friends. Interesting.
Yeah, Putin doesn't allow that.
Later, he then approached the employee alone and explained that he worked for a group that undertook special projects. And for this special project, he'd need the employee's help. The special project he had in mind was infecting the Tesla Gigafactory's computer network with a custom-built bit of malware, from which they would need the employee to gain access to the network for installation. After initially offering $500,000, it was eventually up to $1 million. And since I know you're already thinking this is from Jalopnik, so it gets,
Get it dicey.
there are 2 cents in there. But yeah, it's funny. The amount of espionage that is associated with this stuff. It's true. I mean, hey,
It's crazy.
there it is.
What do you think they did? They're trying to get their data and analytics, or they're trying to get their customer info?
Good question.
Because their customer database is because it's essentially a cell phone, a driving cell phone. So there's got to be so much data on each driver specifics, what they're listening to, how long they're driving, where they're driving, charging techniques or
Or
charging habits, charging locations.
Or we can get even more spy versus spy. Obviously, there's over-the-air updates for Teslas.
Ooh.
What if they get that bit of software and fucking suddenly take control of all the Teslas and autopilot them into? I'm just thinking
Each other.
in movie terms here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
Some Austin Powers type shit.
He came back with it. What is that?
What's up, motherfuckers?
Ice cream. He's got ice cream from somewhere. So yes,
It's going to be all over the front of you.
Yeah,
the microphone just going to be
we
white.
got new neighbors, which we're gonna unveil next week. But
White
they
and
got
sticky.
drumsticks in the freezer.
Oh boy. So what we were saying is obviously what were the Russians wanting from Tesla's Gigafactories? Corey was saying, were they just getting information, et cetera, et cetera. I went with the movie plot idea of them wanting to take control of every Tesla and crash them into each other.
Dude, I mean, you guys seen James Bond? Those Russians are just out there causing trouble.
Exactly. My thoughts exactly.
Out there. Yeah.
I
They
think
give
they
you
want
$1
driver
million.
data.
Yeah. So interesting. It's a
I've
funny
already
little
done it.
story.
$1 million? Dude, count me in. Hey, Russia. I'm your man.
What do you want to know?
I'll move out there. I think there's plenty out there for me. I'm like Corey over here.
Nah, it's not for me.
I'll learn the language.
Too
Dober
cold.
den. What's up?
Yeah, it's a bit chilly out there.
Tovarish. Yeah, I know all the Russian words.
That's it for my news.
I got one last thing. We talked about Rolls-Royce last week. I so gracefully spoke about the woman facing right.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Uh,
yes.
2021 Rolls Ghost.
Mhm.
They built it for a younger crowd, they say, with a greater focus on dynamic style and comfort.
What kind of money for that?
Yeah,
younger
I was
crowd?
just gonna say.
I didn't even get into the money
What's it
thing.
going to cost me to cop one?
I talked about, so they're saying the woman was always going to face right.
Yeah.
Well, she's still on the front of the car facing straight forward.
Yeah, but I think honestly that their flat logo they're using instead of the double R
Yeah.
is going to be the woman facing right. But
So
the spear
Yeah,
of
yeah.
ecstasy, the chick in the
loincloth.
loincloth, the one
Yeah.
that she's going to be looking forward, man. She can be looking right, messing up
Well,
my aerodynamics.
The infotainment screen reverts always back to the woman of loincloth looking right.
Spirit of ecstasy.
So that's what that is there. No longer built on the 7 Series chassis, so you can't really call it a expensive 7 Series anymore, I guess. It's built on a brand new all aluminum architecture, the same.
There's a 7 Series.
No, it's the same as the Phantom and the Cullinan. Gets a 6 3/4 twin turbo V12. Develops 563 horse and 627 torque. And this was weird. That giant engine is placed behind the front axle
Mm-hmm.
completely.
Wait,
That's a large engine to put that far back
And maybe the front axle's just all the way up.
and just all the way forward. Or I mean, the hood of that thing is quite large.
0 fucks given when it comes to understeer.
Yeah, it's a aluminum suspension subframe mounts as far forward as possible, and this was done to give the Ghost as close to a 50-50 weight distribution as possible. Imagine being on a team where you've got to figure out a way to get 50-50 weight distribution in a Ghost.
I'll tell you what you do. You just put 1,400 pounds in the back.
all the air assist and all the electronics, just put it all
Yeah, it's
in
all
the
in the
back.
back, baby.
Yeah, all in the back.
I know we used aluminum for the structure, but why are there?
Yeah.
Why is it 3 inches thick in the rear?
Why does it weigh
Yeah, why's the rear
7,000 pounds?
subframe made out of lead?
Yeah,
The 2,000 pounds of wires all pulling in the back.
yeah,
yeah.
Beautiful car though.
Yeah, I'm about Rolls Royce. I'm about that life.
You're about the Rolls Royce.
Dude,
You got to go
Those are
Rolls or
sick.
Bentley. Which way you going?
I'm not fucking poor. I'm going rolls.
You on rolls, okay?
But
Yeah.
see, would you?
If I'm making that kind of decision,
I feel like a Rolls, you need to be driven in. Like, so you also need a driver. That's a commitment.
To get a driver?
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want to
not
drive
on a
my own
two-door,
Rolls.
man. That's a Ghost. Isn't that a two-door?
Ghost.
I don't know.
We got drive. You're gonna sit,
No.
bitch, in your own.
No, Ghost.
$500,000 car.
Ghost is 4-door. I
Ghost
thought.
is 4 to the Wraith is 2.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're in, if there's
My
rear
point still
seats,
stands.
if there's, no, just sit on the side of them.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Better be Mario Andretti driving that thing.
Oh boy, yeah.
I
don't know.
think they're nice to wheel.
I've
definitely
never
forego
even.
the driver though.
Yeah.
I forego the driver. Just
Yeah,
drive
but
myself.
you
Yeah.
go rolls as well, right?
I mean,
Oh, you go
if you,
Bentley?
if you
Thought I
have
knew
the
you.
if you have the if you have the ability to really have to choose, I'm stretching for the rolls.
Yeah.
Just push it to the limit.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Rolls
sure.
got a better name.
I have a feeling if you're going for the rolls, you're really not stretching much.
Yeah, no, there's no stretching involved. It's a given.
Yeah.
it's a
I mean, what does Christopher Ross drive? He drives a Rolls Royce. I mean,
Rose?
yeah,
So,
that answers it for me.
yeah, beautiful car though.
Yeah. Wonder
But
what
really designed for the early market. I don't know if you heard last week, but their average age of a buyer is 43.
Not a lot of time.
Yeah.
43.
Which is really odd.
Not in
That
2020, I bet.
that number's really offset by all the purchases that Mr. Fox has gotten.
Yeah, because
How many-
he is not 43.
He's probably raising the
Yeah.
the median age.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
35 otherwise.
He's fighting it back the other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like Rolls Royce. And you know what? The Cullinan I'm in on.
The Cullinan you're in on.
I was out.
You know who has a
but they
Cullinan?
pulled me back in. Who's got a Cullinan?
The Hyundai in Newport.
Get the,
I drove by on Sunday.
The one next to
Somebody
BMW
traded in?
Newport?
They got
Yeah.
a couple crazy cars there.
Yeah, he's trying to do some crazy high-end stuff. My buddy who's part of BMW Newport was telling me, like, I don't know who's going to come to a Hyundai dealer and leave with a Rolls, but this guy's trying it.
He had Cullinan and then what's probably a Ghost as well next to
well, I can kind of. You said of Newport, right?
it. Middletown technically.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Hyundai
So,
of Newport.
yeah, because they're that clientele. You know, out for
Dude,
a-
if
out
I'm
for
going to buy a
stroll-
Rolls, I'm not going to
Going to Hyundai.
Hyundai.
That's
store,
true
yeah.
too. Yeah. Right. Because if you're at that level of stretch,
Do you know
or
how
lack
much
of
nicer that
stretch,
car is than the dealership?
Yeah. It's
it's true. No, I mean, what,
It's probably worth more than a building, dude. Think about it. It's gotta be. That car is so nice.
what is it? Are you trying to pull them up? I'm
Yeah, I
just
am
curious
right now.
what it's on the lot for.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, this is a Bentley Continental GT. This is 2016.
Dude, I'm gonna go low ball. BM5 was just saying I'm going to Chuck Method myself a Cullinan.
That's
You
priced at
kidding? You said fucking
133.
What is
Hyundai.
the sticker on this? Come on. You
Oh, I'm
you embarrass me.
Oh, they don't have the Cullinan. They have a Batanga as well.
It's already sold.
That's priced at 126. They've got another
That's reasonable.
2014 Continental GT V8.
Used.
That's priced at 96. I mean, they got an R
14 Conti for how much? 96.
14 Conti for 96.
That seems high.
They got a 13 Conti priced out at 87. If that's tickling your fancy a little more.
What is it? A 13?
Yeah. What about an 2011 R8
That's my kind
for
of car.
84?
What
yeah, I
motor?
mean, they got a Panama.
That'd be a 10 bomb if I'm going to buy that thing for 84.
Yeah, it is.
So they literally have 14 different Bentleys on the lot right now.
Yeah. They were all lined up out front. You got a flying spur. You want a flying spur? Yeah, it just I mean, I'm scrolling. I haven't hit a Hyundai yet.
So
Being flat said we could Chuck Method that place. Sounds like a good place to do it. And then all caps wrote, look where we're standing. At a Hyundai dealership?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
no, who are you trying to kid? Look where we are.
Yeah, Jesus.
I'm spending $100,000 here today. Either I'm leaving with a Bentley or I'm leaving with 10 Hyundais. Which one is it?
I got money burning a hole in my pocket.
Yeah. You want to move volume?
I'm selling this goddamn Tesla stock.
Do they still make the accent?
The Hyundai Accent? I think so, in some
Accent?
capacity.
Sticker on those was back in the day was like 9,900.
No,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
man, that's light. I
Let's
like
see.
that.
10 grand.
Look at
It's
you.
more now because they've really come
Yeah,
up as
who
far
needs
as...
a Rolls at that point? Just go with a
Yeah.
couple accents.
It looks like they do still make the accent.
I heard chicks say accents are sexy.
There you go.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's going to achieve the same thing if you grab a sexy accent.
There you go.
They've nearly doubled in price.
Jesus.
2020 Hyundai Accent SE IVT sedan, MSRP 17.7.
The IVT Bothers
that
me.
even
What's that
mean?
mean?
I have no idea.
International
1.6
veterinarian.
1.6 liter 4-cylinder automatic. That's about all it's got going for it. I don't know what else. They're really not piling up the
The
stats.
IB4TL.
Stats with that one. But they do have the Kona there for $40,000+.
A Kona is 40 grand.
Yeah, that's the EV, that's
Kona?
their weird EV.
No, I know what it is.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
know what it is.
Yeah, that's 40. I think it
Makes
said,
less sense.
I think it said 43 and change.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
A Kia Kona.
Hyundai Kona. EV.
I thought it was Kia.
40
No.
grand is just not getting you what it used to.
No,
Yeah,
oh
man,
no,
40
not at
grand,
all.
damn.
Yeah,
Used to be able to buy like a.
I mean, you
I
can
paid
hope.
less for my 135.
You just got to hope there's a lot
Jesus.
of you know,
Inflation's
a
real.
lot of room on the hood there. HY, yeah. I just want to make sure
There's a lot of room under the hood.
under the
There's a little
Yeah.
coal banger in that thing.
a bunch. Yeah,
Go get me a pickup truck.
1.6 liter.
let's see.
Jesus.
There's some other stuff to make fun of.
What are we on? From now on, we're going on the
Yeah, I mean,
manufacturer's website and ripping it apart.
The Kona starts. The Kona Electric, starts at 37.
40 grand. Sure, it's not a Koenigsegg.
Oh my God! Then there's then there's one called the Nexo Fuel Cell. It's a hydrogen fuel cell SUV.
Oh, we heard about how good those things
that's
are.
59,000.
Send young Ben to
bucks.
fill it up.
Yeah, my
International
God.
incident.
But that is far too much time on Hyundai SUV EVs, EV SUV ESUVs. But we can transition to some more
I got
dealer
video.
discussion. Oh, you got some video?
I got a video.
What do you got for video? Where's your sound?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Let's get that sound going.
Oh, do I have a sound for the videos? I do. Every time I try to use it, it doesn't work. Let's try it. Time for a video.
It worked.
Wow, that's really good. I
Yeah.
could never do that live. Yeah, so I saw a video, Throttle House, which I watch their stuff from time to time. It's two gentlemen. They did a video of the BAC Mono.
Yep.
Cool car.
Car will never get here.
Yeah, you can get it in the States.
Can you get
You
it
can't
here?
get it in Canada, yeah. $250,000. Handles amazing. However, it's a single-person car on slicks, so obviously. So, I mean, it's basically a $250,000 track toy. It comes with a sequential. I think it's cool, especially if it was just a track toy. But you're basically buying a cart, as far as I can tell. You know, I like track days too, but not enough to spend a house on them. You know.
Yeah, this is not a. This is a, like you said, single seater. There's no.
So-
It's got no windows. It's literally a, like you said, a cart.
That brings me to my thing, which actually Harry mentioned in the last video I watched. His single seaters suck, man. You can't bring the homies. Like, you can't even bring a person with you. That sucks, right?
Like that Ferrari SP. I think there's Ferrari SP21 and SP22.
Yeah.
That weird like speedster looking
Yeah,
thing.
but those will never get driven anywhere.
Actually, it's funny. Somebody sends a video of one in Connecticut at Cars and Coffee.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
But you can't take your girl with you. I mean, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's just odd.
I mean, I like getting away from people. Don't get me wrong, but damn.
Where's the room for your co-pilot during your rally?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Can't. I mean, you couldn't even put like snacks on the seat.
I saw a
You don't even
video
have
review
a
BAC Mono. Super cool car, $250,000, but it's a single seat. Like there's a joy to having someone in the car with you.
Most of the people can afford it are loners anyway.
I like that.
Yeah, they
Point-
don't have friends.
I like that.
Point taken.
No, it's true because it is. It's $250,000 track toy at that point, I guess. I mean, you
You
can't
got
even
to do a lot of track days for that.
go to Scumbies. I mean, say what you will about a Lambo, but at least you take that. You pick up babes in it. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can't even pick up babes in this thing.
You put a gallon of milk.
Baby,
in
I'm
the
gonna
seat.
order you an Uber. All right, come back to my mansion. I don't think so.
A quick little like kind of automotive related news stuff. California did away with Uber and Lyft. Wanted them to become employees
Entirely, right?
entirely. Yeah,
Is
Really?
that?
I'm sure that's gonna work out great
I
for
was just gonna
California.
say, is that
Yeah.
permanent? I mean,
permanent as of right now.
We're from
It's
what
not good
we're
for my Uber stock.
what we're hearing California
Wait,
wise.
how am I gonna get from the protest to brunch?
Yeah. And then how am I supposed to get from the brunch intoxicated home?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know. What are we doing first?
So
It's all the same.
Jesus,
obviously, I mean,
Can you
it doesn't-
protest at brunch?
I think you can, but you can protest the menu.
So
the food not being delivered fast enough.
in a
What do we protest it
In
at
a
brunch or
region-
brunch and protest?
protest the waffles in a region already stricken by horrific traffic,
Yeah.
they have now made it more difficult.
I mean, yes and no, because all the vehicles that they're removing from Uber and Lyft,
Are
like
still there.
they're still there, but they're not going to be on the road as much, maybe.
Yeah,
but
but
then
isn't
there's
that gonna
also
force more people to buy
have
cars?
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That was my thing.
It's-
I don't know.
It's gonna be like the
statistically,
Providence
obviously, but-
cabs. You know, like the cabs with like the there's like a quote on the back, and it's like a local townie cab. Do you know those things?
No.
Dude, they were always up on the west side. It had like a Bob Marley quote on the back, and that's like a cab you can call.
Those
No,
are
no
just
more cab wars.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So I mean, cabbies must be happy in
I just don't.
California.
I get they want them to become employees, right?
Yeah.
But they wouldn't let
Versus
them
like
become employees versus gig workers.
yeah,
But
Like,
like,
they don't want
contracted.
them to be contractors.
yeah.
isn't that the? I don't know. I don't want. I guess at least from my eyes, like the whole cool thing about Uber is you'd be like, yeah, fuck it, I'm not doing it now.
Right.
And just
Exactly.
bail.
That's how I saw it too. I guess I can see both sides because maybe like, hey, this is what I'm going to do full time, and I'm gonna.
I mean, I don't get. I don't understand what the benefit would be for the state. You're still getting your tax money one way or another.
I think
Right.
it had
At the end
something
of
to
the
do
year, you
with
know?
the
Yeah, the protections for workers, I guess. But like
they felt
now,
the,
you don't have a job though.
the share that was going to the drivers was smaller than what it should have been versus what the company's making.
Make a union.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. It was like it's not really something to kind of have like.
Yeah, but it's like the Hostess factory. You know what I mean? They close that bitch down. Now you don't get jobs.
what do you mean? He bought Twinkies last week.
That's true, but I think about Hostess. I think there was some China knockoffs.
that's kind of crazy. It's,
That's why I can't talk this time.
Yeah,
But I think like if you were Ubering California, like maybe I'm wrong. I'm not. But if you were Ubering California last week, now you can't.
no.
Correct.
So
yeah.
not if you were a driver making money, now you can't make money.
Yeah. Essentially, now you just don't have a job.
Now you file for.
I mean, I
unemployment.
guess things
what
are
do you
going
do?
super well in California though. So
Yeah.
I mean, just fuck it, let's go.
that's kind of wild.
Yeah. It's just kind of something that I saw the headline of it. I clicked on it, read the article, and I was like, huh. Well,
Yeah. It's a.
I guess the timing
I
for it
always-
couldn't have been better.
I always look at it in the stance of like intoxicated drivers.
Right. It's a huge. It's a
Um,
service. Yeah.
That's kind of
Oh,
my
it's
thing.
huge for that. I mean, I
Yeah.
always rent cars when I go there anyway. I guess fuck it. But I mean, it was really super convenient. Like
Yeah.
you're saying, like you go out get slammed. Like
Yeah.
how you getting home? You just
click,
you gonna drive?
click away a few times to get an Uber, and
Yeah.
right.
off
I
you
don't
go.
know. Are there other companies that aren't Uber and Lyft that have employees that use this stuff?
I don't know. There
There might be
Excellent
after
question.
this.
Yeah, there might be.
I know in Poland, which is same GDP as California. Well, currently, no, in Poland there's Uber and Lyft, but then like all the cab guys got together and made an app that actually works and doesn't suck.
Italy, same.
In Italy, Uber and Lyft aren't allowed.
I'm sorry. The second half of what you said, where they kind of band
Oh
together,
yeah,
and made
so
their
they
own
had a
thing.
good
yeah.
app. Yeah, so they compete actually. It's called iCar. They compete with them, and
Yeah.
it works pretty good, honestly. Cabbies are great too, but you can still like slip them some money and be like, oh man, just turn that meter off, you know?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
The ones in Rome, man, it was wild. The meter started from the time you called it. So like, if he took obviously as a true Italian, he took his sweet ass time to get there.
As
and
a
took
true
the-
cabbie, he
and
took a sweet ass time
and took
to
the
get
long
there.
way around.
Yeah, 'cause
So by
you
the time you
wouldn't
get
know
in,
any better.
the meter's up to like €675, and you're like, I haven't even gone anywhere yet. What's going on?
Crazy.
Yeah. So I walked a lot.
Yeah, same, dude. I did no cab drive.
Yeah.
Except it's a flat rate from the airport.
Yeah, the flight rate from the airport and then to walk to the Vatican was a long walk.
Oh my God, the
Yeah,
Vatican is so far.
Yeah, didn't do that one. So,
Yeah, flat rate from the airport if you're in Rome. I took a minibus like an idiot. They were getting scammed. Meanwhile, I could have paid whatever to get the flat rate into town.
Yeah.
Or you
Sons
could
of
have just
bitches.
rented a car and blew through a bunch of speed.
Man.
red
That's
lights.
never happened, buddy. I don't know anything
Taking it
about
way
that.
back.
I never been to
it's
Italy.
all alleged.
Never even been to Italy.
You boys ready for main topic or main discussion, if you will?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the main topic. Main topic. Well, Chris, what is it like, daily life in a dealership in 2020?
Comical.
That's beautiful.
Is that normal or is that just mainly because of 2020?
No, I've always said that there should be, and I think there was. People talk about it all the time, but I've never actually watched it.
The thing called King of Cars or
Yeah.
something. I got sucked into that a few episodes years ago.
I've never watched it, and I don't know, so I can't tell you how real
Yeah.
that actually was.
Yep.
But man, just whenever you involve the general public, it's interesting.
Right, something new every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. And it's obviously, the pandemic has made every industry, it's given it its challenges, right?
Yep.
So it's gotten much more interesting just because you get people usually from all walks of life, and that can mean many different things: financially, intelligence,
Yep.
beliefs. So you get from one extreme to the next. There's never a dull moment, and I think whenever you're dealing with the general public, but especially in the car dealership, my experience is just it's always something keeping you on your toes for sure.
Leave God at the door.
Yeah, something like that.
Gee, so, do you find people coming in? I mean, what's the frequency of people coming in? Still the same or far less, if you will?
No, still the same.
Okay.
Yeah, interestingly enough, it's still the same. A lot of dealerships are going through a lot of the same challenges that other businesses are going through in terms of, employees,
Yep.
Inventory.
So that's a
lack
big.
thereof.
We've had a couple people when I think we're talking about Audis or something in particular, who reached out and just kind of that was their biggest thing. Is just like my biggest issue currently is not knowing what the hell I'm going to have, and what we have is already sold.
In terms of inventory?
Yeah.
Well, in my experience, when I first got into the industry, I worked at an auto group that had an Audi store, and they were always short on inventory.
Yep.
The demand was usually very high for their new cars, and they just couldn't get them fast enough. They've always had a pretty good supply and demand ratio from going back 10 years.
Yep.
But now it's where other manufacturers didn't really have that. Now everybody's kind of feeling it just because of all the different things that this pandemic has presented at the industries. The manufacturers, the plants.
I was just going to say shutdowns, essentially.
Yeah, the shutdowns affected it gravely just because you had manufacturers, you had plants that were running, 24/7.
Yep.
And that's not happening anymore,
So for new stuff, say you get somebody who comes in and wants something very particular and places an order for it. Their lead time previous.
Our lead times have gone up probably double.
Okay.
So if it was, depending on your manufacturer, it's all going to be different. Obviously, if you're working with a foreign manufacturer where the cars are built overseas, obviously the lead time's long. But where the manufacturer I work for, prior to COVID, you could get a car ordered today and you could have it on your lot in 30 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So depending on the car that you ordered, just because obviously we're on the East Coast, some of the plants were closer to the East Coast.
Yeah.
So you could get a car within 30 days. Some of the other cars, would be maybe 10, 12 weeks at the most. But now, depending on what you order, it could be, 16 weeks before you get it.
Yep.
Especially if it's something that's, a specialty car.
Shit, yeah. That's especially for a domestic car like that.
Yeah,
that's
for a
crazy.
domestic brand is wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. Have the manufacturers been supportive, or have they been like, oh, these numbers are down, or do they?
No, I don't think anybody in the industry could have predicted that we were going to come out of COVID and almost be unaffected by it, really.
Yeah, thankfully, right. You'd hope that smarter heads prevail and go, all right, this is gonna.
Yeah,
like you said earlier, it's gonna suck across the board.
100%. Just in terms of inventory, everybody's just trying to do it the best they can because it's challenging to get cars.
Yeah. So the people that are coming in, I mean, do you have people? We talk about it and joke about it and kind of mean it in reality as well. Like, well, now's the opportunity. If you want to buy something, get in there and really fucking ruffle those feathers. Do you have people coming in with that mindset more that you notice, or is it all?
I wouldn't say the amount of people has increased. I would say their expectations have increased.
right.
They
Suddenly,
come up with that end of the world attitude.
Yeah, they come with the mentality of, we're in a pandemic, so
I'm gonna need to get
your
that car.
cost is non-existent.
Right. I need,
I like that one.
You didn't pay anything for this.
Yeah,
I need
exactly.
Add that to the
25%
system.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, 50. You know, it's like
Get out of
that's
here.
Jesus.
impossible. Yeah, I mean, it just, you know, they do it to themselves.
Right.
The industry has done it to itself, to be honest. Just
Yep.
because if it was like any other industry, whereas you set a price and that's it.
Yep.
You know, you as a consumer, your expectations wouldn't be that you're gonna walk in and want money off.
Right. Or no.
You're gonna pay the asking price and just keep it moving.
Or just and have that stigma to it of you know, they're trying to get me. It's almost like that competition stigma, no matter what.
It'd be no fun buying cars, man.
It's certainly. So
It's not a store; it's a dealership.
Yeah, there you go.
Trying to get a deal.
and I was going to ask is obviously or have the online sales via website or the phone increased?
The online sales, I would say it definitely has increased.
Mm-hmm.
I think what this did, especially for the automotive industry, it's forced it from the retail perspective. It's forced it to come to the digital age, right?
Mhm.
Because there are a lot of antiquated systems that we still have in the dealership.
Perfect example. Like I just remember, you know, stuff needing to be faxed.
Yeah,
And it's just like
a fax machine is a real thing.
right.
Still,
so
still in this day and age, and when I say that, like, it's an integral part of our daily process.
right. So
which is wild.
At the very least, maybe this streamlines some things for the better. You know, do you feel that like has it?
It's forced a lot of dealerships to come out of the dark age.
Okay, yeah,
Because you have no choice. You're either gonna adapt or you're gonna starve.
right.
But yeah, fax machines is so crazy. Like, I mean, if you just look at buying a house, you know, if you buy a house, you can do 98% of it on your phone now through like DocuSign.
Yeah.
You know, you don't actually sign, you know, paperwork with ink until
Right.
the last day.
Right.
You go through everything
Get it to that
digital.
stage. Yeah.
You know, even with your lender.
Yeah.
You do everything digital. So it's the car business has always been so far behind where, you know, everything is still faxing. Everything has to be, you know, ink.
Yep.
For lack of a better term, you have to physically sign there. And I mean, there's systems where people, you know, digitally sign and stuff like that, but it's still slowly coming.
Right. They just dragging their feet to adopt essentially. In some instances, is that per dealer? Is that on the individuals, if you will, who
Correct.
are
It's more individual wise
Okay.
because the manufacturer doesn't force you to do those kind of things. I mean, they're certainly forcing dealerships to use more technology in their processes.
Yep.
But it's not something it's mandated in terms of like your finalizing of your paperwork. That's not mandated. It's more individual. So a lot of dealerships who are trying to keep up with the times and try to adapt to their customer base are moving into that age. But there are a lot of dealerships that are just like, no, we're gonna print this out.
Yep.
We're gonna handwrite everything.
So foot traffic, that's generally been pretty steady and the same. Obviously, at first when everything was
Yeah, at first
early on, it was kind of like, well, nobody knew what the fuck was happening.
Yeah, no one knew what was happening, and it was interesting in the sense because everything was appointment only.
Okay.
So it was actually kind of good because it forced people to have to make an appointment, so you knew what you were going into for that day.
Yep.
And for the first time ever, it wasn't like a free for all. Like, we usually want to get as many people inside the store as we possibly can at one
Right.
given point. Now it's like, hey, you got to stay outside.
Right. That's
Stay in your car, buddy.
That's
Yeah.
We're maxed out for today. Come back tomorrow.
Right. So you're giving up the element of surprise as a buyer. I can see how like
you're giving
dealership
up
groups like this.
Yeah, you're giving up the element of surprise, but not even that. It's just kind of like you can kind of plan for your day better.
Yeah, of
Sorry,
course,
Yeah,
of
you
course.
can kind of plan for your day better, so you can attend to those people. But again, it's
Yep.
it's a complete 180 from what you're used to. Is how many people can we cram inside this place at
Right,
once?
it's just
And now
numbers.
it's like
yeah.
Now it's just like, whoa, there's way too many people in here. Sorry, sir, you got to come back tomorrow.
And same thing with service and whatnot.
Yeah, service was probably kind of the toughest, just because it was like everything was drop off.
Yep.
Everything was drop off, and you live in a world now that's like if you service your car at a dealership and they don't have a loaner for you, it's like, what?
What is this?
Yeah,
What do you-
exactly.
What do you think about peasant?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um, so that was interesting.
So what do you think? I mean, not that we have.
Well, before you kind of jump into a different question, Chris sent our group of friends an email sometime last year about what ways do we feel as if a dealership experience could be sped up. And it's funny that you had this thought process long before this whole thing has happened. It's been forced to become more digital to kind of speed things up and kind of keep people moving. So you've been thinking about this and kind of pondering over this for a while now.
Yeah, just because obviously we're all into cars. This is why we're here today. But you think about it, it's like, for me, from my perspective, is if I have to go physically buy a car myself, the last thing I want to do is be at a dealership after I spend 6 days a week there.
Right.
So if I'm gonna go do that, it's like, how do we get this moving? Like, how do we speed this up it's not buying a pair of jeans,
Right.
So it's not gonna be that quick, but still should not have to take your entire day.
Right.
To do that.
To do it. Right.
sometimes more than one if you've got to go back.
Yeah, back and forth.
back and
Yeah,
forth.
you never bring the trade, so you got to come back a second day.
I was going to
Nah,
say.
it's real
Yeah,
nice.
that's at the end. You bring the trade at the end.
And there's people like
It's real nice. You're gonna love it. The car's mint.
Yeah.
like,
I'm
you
gonna
know,
tow it here.
if you're using the Chuck system, you tend to block out a 6 to 8 hour period of negotiation.
Yeah.
Per day.
per day over a week. You have guys coming in like full scuba suits and shit on? Because that's what I would do. Like the glass helmet.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get infected. I'd also like a discount.
Man, you get it from every spectrum. You get people coming in, and you get people that are like, I'm not wearing a mask.
Oh,
Right,
you get
right.
no
You
maskers? That must be awesome.
Yeah,
I bet I know what they're
yeah,
buying.
So finger tight, other Chris has been in there then.
Yeah, we've had. I mean, listen, like I said, you get them from both ends of the spectrum.
That's
So
awesome.
those people, it's kind of like, we're ready to brawl. 'Cause I'm not getting fined because you don't want to wear a mask.
Right.
Sorry.
That's. I was just going to say.
Not my law, Chief.
Right. It goes beyond like,
Talk to
look,
your local governor.
this isn't my my choice here. This is
Yeah.
we're a business and we have to adhere to this regulation.
So the difference between the two is people kind of look at it and don't think. I know the mandate, and depending obviously where you're listening from and what state you're in, the mandate per individual, the fine that you would pay if you're inside of a business is much smaller than the fine that the business
Yep.
is subject to pay
Yep.
for allowing you to be in there.
Wow.
Unconstitutional. Joe Jorgensen for president.
America.
Could go down a whole path. What do you think the rest of 2020 looks like? And from just obviously, let's flip a coin. Who the fuck knows what we're going to face and how that's going to go? But just purely from dealership day to day.
What do I think or what do I
Yeah.
hope?
Or
Well,
what
both.
do you-
Let's,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
go
a
with
bit
think.
of-
I think things going to be more interesting.
Yeah. Well, what I think it's the rest of the year is really going to depend on, and this is something I don't really like talking about publicly, but it's going to depend on what happens in politics, right?
Yep.
So I think that whichever election year, there's fear inflicted
There's
on general
stuff, right?
population. So it's like I think from here on to the election, I think it's gonna kind of be unchanged. I think
Yep.
there's still gonna be high demand. Manufacturers are gonna be, trying to keep up with the demand and speed up the supply.
Money's going to be cheap the whole time.
Yeah, I think they're gonna keep money as cheap as possible, just because they're terrified of what could happen if it's not cheap, right?
Right. Absolutely. Nobody buying nothing.
Yeah, we're just in our economy is just such
Yeah.
a consumer based economy.
Yep.
That if you start hiking up the prices of getting a loan or
You're just
something
not
like
gonna
that, forget
survive.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
people are just not going to buy.
So are they kind of a stemming question with that? Are there a lot of rebates and incentives that weren't there previously?
I would say that there are cars that previously never had an incentive that now have an incentive.
Yep.
I just think expectations.
Right. Right.
Yeah, the expectations are not
yeah,
are not what
as,
some people are looking for.
Yeah, and not as high as what
Which
some
is every
people
day.
expect. Right.
Which
right.
is every day.
Just,
Pre-COVID,
yeah,
post-COVID.
There was people who would want to pounce on it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So how low of a number do you have to be at before you get thrown out of the delership? 30% off, 40% off.
I don't know. We can.
It really depends.
What's my opening salvo? On a new car.
There's a
I think you can take 40 off this thing.
Yeah,
Come
take
on.
40. Come on.
there's a Hyundai dealership that we can really try to give it a go at. Yeah.
You want to go for that used Cullinan?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a used Cullinan.
Look, man, you have a problem. I want to solve it.
It's got 200 miles on it. It's never going to leave the lot.
Right. From my point of view, you're stuck with this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I could
It's
solve
a
your problem.
pandemic. Come on. I already touched it. It's basically my car.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard that.
It's a pandemic?
Right.
Yeah, it's a
right.
pandemic.
Oh my god.
Oh, is it?
You're
You
kidding
don't
me.
fucking say.
Where?
So-
Where is it?
So wait,
Yeah.
you're not wearing that, biohazard suit because
Yeah.
it's your daily
First off,
attire?
I'm not wearing a mask. Second off, it's a pandemic. I'm going to need a deep discount.
Yeah. I mean, it's changed things. You got people that don't want to come in at all.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll
you
try to
can-
do everything online.
Right, and like
Those are the guys who sell lemons. Slip this baby out,
Now,
It's-
how is that for the procedure? Does it move along quicker? Or is it hold things up? Because if you're doing it all online, it's all digital. Let's call it digital just fast. But, versus in person having to write everything out. And
Well, I think it would, depending on how the individual dealer set up, it would probably take a little bit longer.
Okay.
Just because you could go through everything online and you're finalizing everything online, but at some point there's probably gonna have to be some paperwork that's sent out to you.
yeah.
For you to physically sign and send back, because I'm not aware of, and there may be, but I'm not aware of any lenders right now
Yeah.
that will accept like a DocuSign document. You know what I mean? So I'm not aware of any of them that do that.
Can you FaceTime a test drive?
Yeah, we've done that.
No fucking way.
Yeah,
You'll
absolutely.
face- How's it feel? How's it feeling there?
The amount of time that my employees spend on FaceTime has like gone up by 1 billion.
Yeah, I like the car, but could you FaceTime me the undercarriage?
Oh, yeah.
That happens.
No way.
Yeah, can you put it on a lift so
Yeah.
I can take a video
Oh,
of
I
it for
love
me?
this so much.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I spoke to someone who works at a dealership not local to here, and we talked about this. I don't remember your name. Let me know, and I'll shout you out next week. But he was saying how much time he spent, like, getting deals done, like, walking around, like, literally, like, with the phone in front of his face, like, dealing this out. Meanwhile, someone's sitting on their couch at home. And he was like,
Eating popcorn, cranking one out.
and he was like, I'm not totally sure. Do I hate this or do I not? Like, am I cool with it because I'm getting stuff done and I don't got to deal with someone face to face? But at the same time, I kind of am. But they're not here.
Let's go undercarriage for undercarriage.
Yeah. I think it just depends on what your level of comfort is.
Yeah.
Me personally, and I think you would everybody in this room would probably agree. I don't think I'm comfortable enough buying a car
No, I'll
without
go,
seeing it,
I'll go
touching
turn
it,
them.
feeling
Right.
it, you know?
Right.
Just, I don't know if that's just because we're quote unquote car guys.
No, I've seen what these cell phone cameras can do to girls' faces.
Yeah, no, I know.
never mind what they can do to the paint on a car.
filter?
Dude,
Yeah.
I'll go to the bubonic plague for a test drive. I'm not gonna let someone else tell me how that car
Yeah.
drives.
Chris, real quick, do you want any food?
Shawarma?
Thanks.
Come
Okay.
on.
Okay.
Mm.
So the rest of your whole
Yeah, so I think the rest of 2020 is going to depend on what happens on the election.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
think there's going to be
Fingers
I
crossed.
think there's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be angry people
no matter
after
what,
the election.
no matter the
what.
outcome,
Either
just
way.
like
no matter the
every
outcome,
election
right.
year, right?
You have to just hope that hypothetically, if everybody's at an 11, they at least get cranked down to a 8.
Yeah.
You can still be angry, but at least bring it down a little bit.
Yeah, it's
and
gonna
then
100%.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna see what really happens. But I think people still need cars.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's maybe it's the demands may not be as high.
Yep.
But it's
it's unfortunately our public transit system, especially around here, is
I don't see that going. I don't.
No,
Yeah.
so-
I don't see that ramping back up anytime soon.
No.
no, not to be enough to where you don't need cars. You're just
Yeah.
always going to need cars, especially if you want to live and et cetera work.
Dude, if libertarians don't win, I'm leaving the country, son. I'm going nuts. I think they get a
Well,
good chance this year.
I don't think anyone else is letting us in at this point. But
That's very
God
true.
damn it.
Very true.
question I had for you, now with the car sales that's happened, let's call it post-COVID, have you seen a fall off of requirement of specialty vehicles? Are people kind of coming in and getting their day-to-days? Or you still got people coming in, man, I got to get the newest this or the hottest this or a special version of whatever it is?
I think
Because I
think
would call it
going
maybe
into-
some unnecessary spending right now.
Yeah.
Was what you could say.
Well, I would say that going into it, it was like, let's just dump it. Everybody was like dumping anything and everything that
Really?
they had that was unnecessary.
Man,
That
I
they
missed my chance.
felt,
So that
felt was
was-
unnecessary.
Do you
I could have
think
got
that
to a
was
350 off, 50% off.
that was that? So hypothetically,
No, and I don't
50%
mean
off.
I don't mean the dealership. I mean like
No,
clients,
yeah. Just people
individual.
coming in
Yeah,
like
like-
I don't need this thing. So
Yeah.
was that 3 months, March, April, May ish, or do like time frame wise? Just out of curiosity,
I would say end of March, April.
Okay,
You
So
know,
about a
and you
month
got a
and a
little,
half or
you
so.
got a little bit in, you got a little bit of it in May.
yeah, but it
Um,
started. to
Oh,
calm
you
down.
talked to me about that. You were talking some guys off ledges back then.
Yeah,
Making giant financial mistakes.
yeah, like I'm just like, man, just hang on in there. We don't know where we're going into.
Right,
And for
so
the
just-
exact reason that you're scared is kind of you might want to look
Also, not
towards
make
the
a
end of the tunnel.
crazy move. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, don't do this.
Listen, man, I'll take it. But please
yeah,
don't do this.
yeah,
Uh,
like just
So we, I think, yeah, we should be able to say this. There's a new truck that's come out.
yeah.
How has the
The demand
yes?
ridiculous considering what the world we're living
Considering
in.
the
man.
world, what it is,
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy. Is there a number you can like?
So I think what's surprising to me is that, you know, people are just like, screw it, man. I'm gonna go for it because that's what I want.
If we're
Send
going
it.
out, we're fucking
And
going
it's
out.
just like,
Yeah.
wow.
So
The hell of a truck to end the world in, you know?
Yeah. I mean, if Armageddon comes, buddy, you need that
hey,
700
that's gonna get you
horsepower.
places. Do you know how that process is gonna work? I.e., Ram has said they were going to make as many as they fucking sell.
Yeah.
So are you being allocated a certain amount or anything, or are you just stacking up the pre-orders?
So they're hoping to make as many as they possibly can.
Yep.
But I think the first 6-month window is going to be very tight.
Obviously,
terms
because
of-
of manufacturing as well, right?
Yeah,
Just-
and
just the
because
whole-
it's a new product that they're introducing, so obviously that the rollout is usually pretty slow.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think the first 6 months is going to be the window of getting it. If you're one of those people, it's going to be difficult because not everybody's getting allocated, you know, what they want. I mean, you can
Right,
put in as
right.
many orders as you want, but
It doesn't mean you're going to get all of them.
yeah, in this case, it does mean that you're going to get them, but the timeline is what
Okay,
is
be
not
way
guaranteed.
skewed.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
Do they exist in the streets yet? Those things?
no,
No.
Okay.
they
I
haven't.
know we had someone that drove one, but
They haven't.
Yeah. That was insider.
insider. We had some
Stuff,
insider.
Yeah,
information.
so they haven't gone into production yet.
Okay.
How
so-
psyched were you when you heard about those things?
Like we said earlier, and we started earlier in the show, I thought it was pretty interesting that they didn't make it too over the top to the point where it was like you limited your buyer.
Which
Yeah,
is
of
really
course.
funny. Yeah, looks wise, which is really funny to talk about a 700 horsepower truck.
Yeah, not over the top.
They really kept it, pretty
Yeah.
tame.
They really reined it in.
Right.
Can you get me one with a Hellcat engine so I can get the extra 5 horsepower?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's so I was excited. I was excited about it because I think it. You know, we've talked. You guys have talked about it before on the podcast where it's like you force each other. If one manufacturer does something, it forces the other manufacturer to.
Yeah, because
Like
come out
Chevy
with something
stepping up to
cool.
the plate.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that.
Chevy just fucking stepping up and grand
Knocking
slamming
that out
that
of the
thing right
park.
out.
Man,
Yeah.
bases are loaded. You
I'm
can bring in
Barry
5 men in.
Bonds.
I'm genuinely excited about this new Z car. Because again, and that's why I say and have said that I think the Supra was an important car because let's hope it sells good because then that again breeds that competition, which competition is
Agreed.
very good for stuff.
Yeah.
And I thoroughly enjoy watching the bigs, if you will, crank out the horsepower and come out with new shit
Yeah,
almost monthly.
I think the big three have kind of just they're just putting the balls on the table.
They're just
for a
doing
lot.
it. Yeah,
they really are.
I want
We're gonna
now.
go for it.
We can get into a whole discussion of like, I wonder if we're gonna go out with a bang, i.e., gasoline stuff. All right, the next 10 years, let's fucking crank these things out because obviously EVs are coming.
It's interesting to see the domestics do it.
Yep.
And obviously a lot of us are into Euros.
Yep.
So I hope that they do it too. Like I want to see what BMW's response is going to be for the RS6 Avant.
There was something. Oh,
Nothing.
that's
Like
what the hell
stateside.
was
You know
it?
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we don't get any of the cool shit.
Oh, it was Porsche. Porsche Bananarama
Porsche?
is rumored to be coming out with like a 730 horsepower
It's going to be
version.
$350,000.
It's going to be an absurd, right?
Yeah.
It's an absurd price and really skews it. Whereas 70 grand, you get 700 horsepower.
One of my favorite car dealership stories isn't even a story. It was just the best deal of all time. I don't know if we can talk about it, but I remember you hitting us in the group chat years ago with the Hellcat lease. That was just the most ridiculous fucking
Yeah.
thing I ever heard in my life.
And it was like available for 30 days only.
Well, it was wicked cheap though.
Yeah, it was like I think it was like $450, $500 with no money down
I
on a
remember
like
you like,
$80,000 car.
Boys, I gave you like a $450 lease on a Hellcat. I have no idea why none of us did it.
Oh my God! Had we known now,
Oh my god!
had we known
dude.
now, hey, somebody signed the paperwork.
Would have
we'll
been
figure
a
out the
god.
payment.
I wouldn't have ever made it to the end of term on that thing. Insurance would have bought it. Jesus.
So
This is my
one
favorite deal of all time. It's like if this can happen, anything can happen.
one last bit on the TRX. Do you guys plan on, when you can, purchasing some and just having them on the lot as well?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
'cause
I mean, I don't think it's going to be that car that you're going to go to the dealership and they're going to have 50 of them for you to
right,
choose
right,
from.
certainly, right. But they'll be, they'll be around, especially once they start being produced. And
Yeah, I think it's going to be, and I think the reason that they're not limiting it to that point of exclusivity is
Yeah.
because, you can pretty much walk into any Ford store and they're going to have a Raptor or
I
a
have
couple
a
of them.
feeling this is going to
choose
be
from.
a gigantic seller. Like, I just feel like they're going to be everywhere.
I mean, yeah, if you got the money to spend,
And because 70 grand for a truck,
Dude, why not?
it's pretty much average. What
Yeah,
they,
you're right.
For when it
It's-
all
So-
F-150.
Yeah, money to spend. So you go into a dealership and you can get the TRX. So just say I think the MSRP is on 71 and change, or 72, whatever it is. I mean, some other
good
1500s.
luck finding one for that.
Yeah, but I just
All right. So are they?
Not this guy.
Let's just use an MSRP number, but some other spec. I mean, you came to one of our donor meets before driving this pickup truck, and I was like, what's up with this thing? And it's pretty cool, like. And
Yeah.
you told me the price on it.
Well,
and
you
I
can
had to pick
afford,
up my
pal.
jaw off the ground, but like, how's that going to compare? Where like you can go get this TRX for what's. Like you said, good luck getting it for that. But
Yeah.
that MSRP versus some other truck that may not be as special, but it's cost the same or almost as much.
So it's gonna be interesting just because of the ones that I've seen, the orders that I've seen go in. They're obviously the first batch of people that want them. They want them with everything.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So is
So
that
they're
that
like
launch edition one or whatever they called it?
They have a launch edition and
Yeah.
then they have the regular one, and they're all spec'd out to like 90 grand.
Yeah.
Which it's a lot.
But you can, I mean, look at the big three. You can go spec out a 1500 for
That's what
70 Gs,
That's what I was
okay,
thinking.
that's
It's
what I
just
was
like,
trying to get at,
which is
opening the door.
insane.
Right. Opening the door on an F-150, a brand new one, it like 70, 75 without
Yeah.
without an issue.
My dad's first house was like 60 grand.
Yeah, but it didn't have 702 horsepower.
Yeah, you're right. It didn't move.
Yeah.
Do you think that the TRX is a better plow truck than a 2500?
Yeah.
Just asking
I mean,
for a friend.
It just depends on how much snow you're trying to move.
I'm just trying to move it quick.
And how quick.
Just trying to move it quick,
I was
buddy.
just gonna say, could be a lot of snow. Doesn't
How
have to move quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on that. I heard used cars are hot, man, getting big trade-in values.
So we can kind of change gears here, if you will.
Oh boy.
What a transition.
Oh man, automatic transition.
You've been,
You've been a car guy for a
yeah,
little
you-
while,
you've
huh?
been a guy who's into cars.
a little bit.
Yeah.
It's been rumored.
Yeah.
You recently picked something up.
Yeah, I did. my wife knows about it, so
There
I
we
have
go.
to
Yeah,
Talk
yeah,
freely.
that's
It
a
can be
good one.
revealed
We-
now.
So this is a safe space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We can all talk freely and
Dude,
openly.
I didn't even know you told her about the Super Turbo.
Not true.
Well, actually, stemming on that, I hope I can say this without going too in depth here. But you provided us before we went live with a comment that your wife said, or a question you asked your wife, and that question was, "Are you like holding on to all this anger for a later period of time?"
She took it better than I expected.
It's the best time.
Yeah.
It's the best when that happens.
It was just the perfect
It's-
opening
yeah,
to a conversation like this.
So, sometimes you get stuck in those situations. You're not really sure.
How it's gonna go.
Yeah, why she's saving this argument.
This wave could break either way.
Exactly.
Is there one of them that she likes? Like, is just like, oh, all right, is she kind of into?
Yeah, no, she's definitely into cars.
Okay.
For sure. Is there one of them that she likes? She hasn't really, she doesn't really favor one more than the other. I don't
Okay.
think that I'm aware of anyway.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to let lead you
Open,
on.
right?
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah.
So same amount of hatred throughout the fleet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
Yeah, I think
Equal
so.
opportunity for
Yeah,
everyone.
I like that.
she's-
I like that.
Yeah, she doesn't discriminate.
Yeah, good for her. Yeah, I mean, you have quite a collection growing of some very special vehicles. Is there
Not
one?
growing. Stop saying that.
Yeah, no. I've heard.
She doesn't
I've
know
heard
about the Super Dude.
I've heard this is the end of the road. I've heard this is the last.
Yeah, this is the last one.
Is there one?
She's heard that too.
Gotta move some
5 cars
assets.
to go.
Gotta move some things around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got a group support text message going.
Yeah.
Just find
Thank God for you guys.
Makes us
forever
feel
edition.
normal.
Is there one that maybe you gravitate towards more?
Right now, like I said the other day in the group chat, I've just been really loving the E30.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's gonna do the same thing to you that it did to me. You can't buy a car better than it.
Yeah, I think it's funny. You said that like the day when you went with me to go pick it up, you said that you're like, wait till you get this thing sorted out. You're gonna love it. And it's got a long way to go still, but
yeah.
I mean, just the handling of it. It's just you don't buy that car. Just like any of the old cars that we have, it's like you don't really buy that car for the speed, because
It's not. The
you could
power,
buy
it's
any
not, right.
yeah, you could buy any new car. You could buy a Corolla that's probably faster than it off the line.
Realistically, yeah.
But it's just the way it handles. I just love the way it handles.
And for I don't know if we're bouncing around it, but it's an E30 M3.
yeah,
1989.
yeah, 89.
I
Yeah,
just remember
It's
because
just-
you made that post the other
yeah,
day.
man, 89. Best year.
It's a strange car because it is. I had one of my buddies who I haven't seen in years the other day. I was like, "What's your favorite car?" It's like it's the white M3. It's just I can't tell you why. It's probably the slowest of all the cars, but it's so much better to drive than all the other cars. It really is something about it. Like all the bullshit about it is true. It's a crazy
yeah,
thing.
it's right now it's the favorite one to drive.
Mm-hmm.
But once I finally get my E28 on the road, that's the one car that I just won't sell.
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah.
So
Best car ever.
in
Still not.
It
It
is.
doesn't drive
I
as
mean,
good as
it's
E30, but it
the-
is
Exactly. The
really, really good.
when I first got the E30, my first initial thought was just like, it's like nostalgic.
Yep.
But then I was like, man, this thing doesn't move for shit.
Yeah.
Because when I took my E28 home, I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
pleasantly surprised. I'm like,
Right,
this
right,
thing
right.
boogies.
Yeah.
But the E30 off the line, like speed wise, just
wasn't
doesn't
there.
doesn't really compare.
So what do you do? Are you just sorting that as far as like getting things kind of maintenance wise? Is
The
that really
E30?
what, yeah, the E30 in particular.
Yeah, it needs full suspension. It's just but I still drive it. I drive it as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
It just needs the suspension refreshed. It's got a couple quirks that the engine needs. I mean, Chuck can probably speak on that more, but anybody who's ever driven one or had one, the engines are just, I think they're pretty finicky. But once you get them sorted out, they're pretty good.
You dial it in, it's good. I can also got a suspension setup. You can long-term borrow if you want.
Let's talk about that.
If you're not trying to, if you're not trying to spend all the money right now, I go. You can just. It's sitting in my garage doing nothing now.
You have quite an array of cars, and I say that, but I
No,
mean
it's
that,
great that he's on the podcast because it makes me feel way better about all the cars I have.
I mean that more
We have
as
Chuck and I have a problem.
Yeah, it's definitely an issue.
I mean that more as like you're not just all Euro in particular.
No, because my dad was kind of or is the same way. His taste, and he's what got me into cars, just like probably most people. But his taste is just pretty widespread.
Yep.
So he doesn't favor a certain type. So I think that's kind of why I'm the same way. Like I started off as a Honda guy.
Yep.
I started off, my first car was a Honda. so that's why I've always liked the JDM. But my earliest memory in a car was my dad's E28. So
that's awesome.
So that's kind of why I like the Euros.
Yeah.
But I didn't really get into the Euro scene until college, probably.
Okay.
All high school was just JDM stuff.
How long have you had the E28 in particular?
I bought that car 2013 or 2014.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is a very long time to not drive it.
Yeah. The story though is magnificent. I mean, your wife was nice enough to oblige you on the trip on that. No.
Hey man, shout out to Casali because if I can't find something on the internet, man,
He's so good at finding stuff.
He's
man.
great.
I text him and he'll find it. And
He's not good at much, but the internet.
He's incredible.
man, he's the
at
one that he
contribution Chris.
Yeah, Contribution Chris gets all the credit for that car because I really wanted one, and we were just talking about it for a long time, and he found it. It was on eBay, and he was pushing me, and I'm like, buddy, I can't afford that right now. I'm not doing it. And he's like, dude, it didn't sell. Just message the guy, see what he wants. And long story short, I messaged the guy, and I said, hey, I noticed it didn't sell. What were you looking for? And I'm like, oh, that's too much. But here's what I do. And then he's like, all right. If you can do it, I'll do it. But then he hit me with the, I'm going on a 3-month-long vacation at the end of next week. So you better get it
right now.
You better get it there before then.
Sort that out.
And where was it located?
That was so this conversation happened on a Monday.
Yeah.
And the gentleman lived in Detroit.
Oh, Jesus.
And where in Rhode Island?
And we're in Rhode Island. And me being the instant gratification guy that I am, I said, well, I know myself, and if I don't do this now, it's never going to happen.
Yep.
So that was a Monday afternoon, and once it was Tuesday probably when I finally made the decision that I was definitely going to do it. I called my wife and I said, hey, so I'm off on Friday, and you're off Friday. So, do you want to drive to Detroit?
What do you think about Michigan? Beautiful this time of year.
Have you ever been to the Midwest? Yeah.
And
The lakes.
she was like, "What?" But yeah, man, I worked a 12-hour shift. I woke up, picked up a trailer at U-Haul.
Yep.
Dropped it off at my house. Worked a 12-hour shift. Came home, ate dinner, and we hopped in my wife's Grand Cherokee. Hitched the trailer onto it and drove 13 hours to Detroit throughout the night. Got there. Almost didn't buy it because in typical car buying experience, it wasn't what was advertised.
Never is.
So haggled a little bit more while I
gonna
was
say
there.
That at least gave you some room for.
Yeah, haggled. And I was really disappointed because I was pissed because, like, first and foremost, to convince my wife to drive 13 hours in the middle of the night
Right.
when she had to be at work the following day.
Yeah.
Were you married at the time, or is this when you decided?
No, we weren't married at
That
the
was
time.
it.
No, we weren't
That was
married at
it.
the time, man.
You know what? This she's a keeper, man.
What's
Yeah,
that term?
Jesus.
Yeah. That ride
So
or
I
die.
I was pissed when I was there, and then my wife was like, "Man, we came this entire way. Like, just see if you can make something work."
Yep.
So then I was like, "All right." We made a number work that was feasible, and then I just loaded her up and drove right back home. So I was literally in Detroit for maybe an hour.
Right. Just to
That's most time you want to spend there.
Yeah, legit. Man, I've been in some sketchy places, but Detroit's probably top 2.
And that right. So that was 2013. So that was.
Yeah, that was like, man, that's.
Things were booming.
I was.
No,
just
it
gonna
was
say,
it was 2014. Now I remember. It was
Okay.
2014 for sure.
I think
but
that
it
was
was sketchy
still
as fuck.
on that whole downward spiral.
Yeah, I got off the
understanding is
highway, man, and it was just like I was in a completely different world.
Right.
Yeah, that started mid '70s, I think. That's
Still
right.
going,
Still
going strong.
Still happening.
Yeah, so that's the favorite for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can we talk about some other ones?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Do your worst.
The Porsche.
Yep.
You had an experience with that.
Yeah,
This
Casali was
past year, right?
Casali was the one on that one too.
Sensing a trend here.
Trend. He's a
Yeah.
bad influence.
So he's a terrible influence.
He's great at spending other people's money.
Oh,
Oh my
incredible.
God,
Yeah, he's the best
He's
at it.
Yeah, I never met a man that can spend someone else's money as good as him. Yeah, so I'm not sure if he found that one. He actually found that one or not, but I know we were in conversation about it, and he was like, "Just do it. You're never gonna find another one."
Interesting. You want the same the same terminology as the past one.
Yeah. So
do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You fool me once.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps working on me. So yeah, I actually found that one local, and drove it around for a while, and then I got cut last year. Wow, man, almost a year to the day. I was driving and my sunroof wasn't working, so I was taking it up to this place in Natick. Guy by the name of Jerry, and I'm gonna butcher the name of the shop, but EPE in Natick, fantastic. I mean, he's got an array of just different kinds of Porsches there that he works on and specializes in. And I was taking it up to him because I wanted him to look over a couple things, fix my sunroof, which wasn't opening and closing at the time, and I got cut off on 95, and person merged from the high-speed lane all the way to the exit ramp, cut me off, jacked up on the brakes, and
That was
that was
Thankfully, that wasn't it, but that was
Yeah,
a problem.
That was a tough picture.
it was
Really was.
it was a shitty morning.
Yeah.
So I ended up rear-ending that person, and then went down a big rabbit hole because I was like, well, it's got to get painted now and fixed, so let's just paint the whole thing.
Do it as properly as possible.
Yeah.
So that's all set now.
Yeah, it's all set now. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Just driving, enjoying it. So, how much driving do you get to do this year?
Not much.
Okay, that's what I feel. I know it's been quite a
So-
interesting year
so
for
we-
everybody, but
Yeah, I mean, obviously the pandemic has affected everybody, and then coming out of it, work's just been crazy, like we
Back
talked
to-
about earlier.
yeah.
So it's just
We had a couple good drives in during the actual lockdown, though.
we got to
Couple
get back to
decent
that
drives.
though.
Yeah,
a few group
I'm
ones.
ready, man.
Yeah,
I was letting you know. I just go by myself when you guys don't show up. So
just
I'll
shoot
set
me
you
a
up.
text, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a two-car caravan.
Yeah, exactly.
that's it. As long as somebody's out there. Not that you're going to purchase any more vehicles.
I keep telling myself that too.
But I got a good deal on this car. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. You really got to take a jump on it.
I mean, we should mention that he's also into 2 rotary cars right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah.
very good point.
It's
Not
the
even
best of the worst.
Yeah, exactly.
It is.
So the FD, for instance.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the FD first. That's been a 2-year project.
Yeah, it's so, just like anything else, you live and you learn, and I've made a lot of mistakes along the way with this car, but it's great. It's taught me so many different things. But I dug that out of Western Mass. We had gone up to Lars Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Jesus, what a
yeah,
day.
I got Chuck in trouble that day.
Yeah, every time we hang out, I end up home late.
I got Chuck in trouble that day. I ran out of gas. Needed a battery. Yeah, you name it. It went wrong that day.
It's
at
like the
Lars.
FD's first big drive. And it was
Yeah,
just like
man. It was just
everything went wrong.
yeah, bad.
Oh,
So then shortly after that, I was driving it for a little bit, and I thought I was having some starter issues, and it ended up being the flywheel on that car. The stock flywheel on that car is actually a 2-piece flywheel. So the outer ring, the ring gear on it, tends to separate from the actual flywheel.
mm-hmm.
So when you crank the car, it sounds like the starter's engaging and something's going on with the starter, when in fact it's just the ring gear is spinning, but it's not spinning the flywheel. So that ended up being a big rabbit hole I went down, and then I decided, you know what, I'm in the middle of winter, so let's just do a single turbo conversion. I did that. I was enjoying it for about a month. Let it overheat a couple times, not paying attention, and I blew a coolant seal. Engine had to come apart. So we rebuilt the engine. Local guy did it for me. Fantastic work. And me kind of going down the rabbit hole as I usually do. I wanted a bunch of other stuff done that delayed the hell out of him.
Yep.
So now I got a nice shiny rotary engine sitting in my garage that's waiting to get put in.
Now,
Okay.
you gonna buy the LS now, or are you gonna wait for this one to go?
You can only
Because
double down.
You can only,
I'm
you can
gonna
only
wait.
double down one time.
I'm gonna wait.
I want the rotary to work so bad.
Let's
Bes-
blow this thing up.
I'm
and then
so
we'll-
excited.
we'll-
I'm
we'll
so
put it.
excited for that car to go back together.
Yeah, me
I
too.
really
So-
am, dude.
I think that I should be able to get it back on the road before the end of the year because
Wow.
I finally have everything that I need.
Yep.
So I just gotta find the time to do it.
Just get it done.
Yeah.
And with that car in particular, you've been doing a lot of stuff yourself on that thing, right?
Yeah, I've done
He's the king of doing stuff himself, man.
everything except actually rebuilding the engine
Yeah.
internally. I've done myself with that.
Yeah.
So I've done upgraded every single system in the car. Period. Like cooling, braking, turbo,
Yep.
fuel, ECU, everything.
So did you port it and stuff like that as well? While
Yep, it's got a
things are-
street port.
Okay, so
Yeah,
right, 'cause
large
with
street
those-
port.
with those, there's street port and bridge port. What's the bigger one?
Peripheral port. If you want to
Jesus.
get really crazy.
I didn't even know about that one.
Yeah.
Now you're
That's,
just making
that's if you
stuff
want to
up.
go. Yeah, that's where you want to go really crazy. And I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I don't have the cojones
The
for
street
that
port's
one.
going to give you a brap, though, right?
If you do a large street port, which I did, it should give you some
Which
brap.
I did.
Yeah. But you really get the crazy brap if you do like a half bridge or if you do a bridge port.
Okay. And BRAP, we're meaning just the
Yeah.
yeah.
The iconic idol.
Yeah. That is going to be a very fun car to hear.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be probably the funnest to drive out
Yeah.
of all of them.
Yeah.
Or scary.
I think it's going to be scary. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of power
I mean,
in a light chassis.
I was going to say those cars, FDs, are just, every time you see one, I'm just reminded, holy shit, how small they are.
Yeah, holy shit, how good
Yeah.
it looks, too.
Right. It looks way beyond its years.
Interior wise, it's the smallest car out of all of them that
Yeah.
I have. It's tight in there. It's tight.
Curb weight ranges between 2,700 and 2,900 pounds.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's what the M3 weighs.
Not a lot.
Except
Not a lot
it
of weight
doesn't
there.
have a
No,
trillion horsepower.
not a lot of weight there. Yeah.
So, what is something that you don't own, but you'd be like, fuck, I want one of those? Is there something that...
What are you
that
selling
you're-
the farm for?
Not
you
that
know?
you're chasing something, right? Not that
Yep.
there's an end game or end goal or end vehicle, but is there one that you're like, yep,
Oh,
that's it?
yeah. This is the easiest answer ever.
I think you guys are gonna be disappointed with my answer.
Uh-oh.
So hold on. Let's reel this back a second. So what are we talking about? Something that's like potentially attainable in the
Yes.
grand scheme of thing, or are we
Yeah.
talking something like a pipe dream?
No, potentially attainable.
Potentially attainable with the fact that you own 5 cars that you could probably get great money for.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of potentially attainable stuff if you're doing one.
Yeah, I think the car that I have to get out of my system one way or another, and I may one day get one, and I may hate it.
Yep.
Because I've heard so many now as you get older and you kind of get into all the different aspects of driving in cars, you learn a lot of new things that I didn't know about it. But people hate the way that it handles. Is Mark IV Supra?
Ooh.
I had 993
Wow.
turbo.
Okay.
Yeah, 993 turbo is
That's
that's
the
the pipe
one.
dream though.
Yeah, man, you sold everything. You might be able to finance one.
That
You might be able to lease one.
Sloan, hook me up.
Yeah, come on, Brett.
Well, actually,
He has a nice
Woodside.
red one.
we know a guy in Mass who's got some A80 Supras for sale.
Yeah.
I heard something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be all right. I could see that.
So that's
Yeah.
an itch you got to scratch at some point.
yeah, because the two cars that my dad that I can remember most vividly was a Supra,
Yep.
and an E28.
Okay. Awesome. Does your dad still have anything?
No.
Okay. Just kind of.
Yeah,
Does he?
he's back into like just I did that for so long that
right. He's just. Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
good.
Does he?
He got it out of his system.
the old burnout.
Some way. Yeah. some
hopefully I
ways.
hit that someday.
Does he?
I don't think we will.
Does he get nostalgic when he sees the E28?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's
I
that's his favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah, by far.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Still. All right. Yeah. So Mark IV Supra.
Yeah, I think that's got to. They're just so crazy right now. It's just.
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah, you gotta
it's,
hold.
Yeah.
At $100,000 now, at least they're going for. Some of them 80
think-
to 100.
I
Depends
think
upon
everything
what
I
one.
purchased has been because I'm like, yeah, that's just never gonna happen.
You mean as far as if they
Like the Mark IV is just,
okay.
just so much money. I'm just like, that's never gonna happen.
You know, the market
Right.
on it's really weird because there are some that go to someone for some reason for $100,000. No one can be told. But then
Yeah.
there's some that maybe 25 or 30. They've already got a bunch of mods. So if you're willing to kind of get your hands dirty and get in there,
Get a Japanese one.
you know,
So that's what I was gonna say. It's interesting, like what you're bringing up right now. Like
Yeah.
it's interesting that right now, like if you're into JDM cars, you can get a JDM car less than like a US based one.
Yeah.
You know?
You could get a right-hand drive Supra for
FDs as
less than
well.
what they are here.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
less than a left-hand drive, and it's wild because, anyway, for me anyway, growing up, like you getting a right-hand drive JDM car was like the thing. That's like what you wanted, you know? What I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, of course.
the epitome. And then I was like, whoa, I can get that cheaper than what I could get a left-hand drive one.
It's nonsensical. The FD market is the same thing. You can buy FDs
Yeah, you
cheap
can-
out of Japan.
Yeah, you can, and even exactly trying to get a left-hand drive one that's stock anyway. It's way more money than getting a Japan one.
Right now, just from some that have sold, you have some for 40, 45, one that spikes up to 85.
Mark IVs?
Yeah, Mark
Supers?
IVs. Yeah. And
I
then
never
another
had
one
one for those cars.
50.
In white, I'd
like
be
the-
hard pressed to say no.
White with the T-tops, but man, I'm just a sucker for like that, like the Ford Cosworth RSs.
Yeah.
Like that's the one for me.
See-
and they're the similar price, like $40,000. You can get a sick one, but
But see, I didn't get into any of that stuff until way
I
later
never
on.
did
Really?
until late either.
Yeah. Like, I'm talking like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
No, like I would see them in video games, and
Yeah.
like I remember,
But I never knew what they were. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the same thing with Tim the Toolman Taylor and his RS 200, RS 200. Wasn't he the one?
The RS200.
yeah,
Who's it?
Tim Allen.
Oh, does Tim Allen have one? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Really?
There's like a famous story. Let's see, actually.
RS200's unachievable, but the what the heck is it? The
Cosworth?
Focus, the Cosworth. What the heck? Escort
Escort?
Cosworth.
Escort,
RS.
yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah,
I'm a
maybe-
sucker for that. I know Chris was looking at him. Like,
Yeah, let's
pull
see.
the trigger, goddammit.
Yeah.
Do it. Just do
Don't
it.
get the stupid Audi.
Yeah, it's time to time to work some of that magic on Casali there.
Yeah, I know.
Nah, it's not gonna
Shit.
happen, man. He's you can't change him.
He's frugal on his own money.
He's
Right,
great at
right,
spending.
yeah.
He gets great. He buys great stuff, man.
does.
He's got great stuff.
Yeah, Tim Allen owns an RS 200. There's like a famous story of him being pulled over, and I think they're trying to take the car and impound it because it was long before they were ever supposed to be here or
Huh.
anything.
Oh
That's
shit!
cool. I
Yeah.
never knew that.
Never heard
Yeah.
of that.
But like it was like one of those stories you saw like pop up on the internet way back then. and
That's
you're like, what
awesome.
is this? What is this thing?
Yeah.
This RS what?
Tim Allen does what he wants,
Yeah, I mean it's another thing like
including cocaine.
what's his face in the 959.
With
Yeah.
I always tell my wife this, with Jonathan Taylor Thomas
JTT?
just
Heartthrob, son.
doing lines on the set of Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Hey man, whatever you
Hey,
do to get the job done.
You're heartthrob. You're a
Whatever.
heartthrob.
Whatever it takes.
Doesn't matter. Well, seriously, man, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
We're
Thanks for having
gonna
me
go
again.
through a bunch of questions. It was fun as hell to talk to you.
Absolutely.
I'm glad we get to talk to you about your. I don't hate to use the term collection, but your stuff,
habit.
your stuff.
Yeah, your
right,
habits.
right.
Good
I like
thing
that
I
word
have.
better.
Yeah.
My
And
habit.
it's an ongoing habit. And
We didn't even mention that your new car's an FC. You know?
Yeah.
right,
pipe
that's
dream.
true too. Right, yeah, it was a recent pickup.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. thing.
We
Soon enough. Let's go for a drive.
just
Yeah,
know
ready.
we're all here to talk you through it.
The support group is
The
real.
support group
Yeah.
is real.
I remember you got that, and I was just sitting in my bed like cheesing, and my wife's like, "What?" I'm like,
Chris is worse than me.
"Chris just bought another car. It's another rotary." And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, I know you don't care, but it just makes me happy.
So we're gonna move on to some questions. Feel free to chime in and answer any of these as you may.
Cool.
Let's go all the way to the bottom. That's Mr. Josh Pelletier to you.
Mr. Josh Pelletier.
Can any of you beat Young Ben in a foot race?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
100%.
easily beat Young Ben in a foot race.
He
I
moves
would,
like a sloth.
I would
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm way faster than Young
Yeah.
Ben.
I'm
I
gonna
would
say
just
no.
take out his knees. I'd just take his knees out.
Nah, I've never seen him move quickly.
No.
No,
I've
ever.
never seen him move with
He's
Like
so
nothing.
mellow.
If this room caught fire, he would just walk
Yeah,
out
with
Just be like,
no
"Yeah,
haste."
Fuck it.
He's
Yeah.
just mellow, man.
His,
not a
his,
haste
I was
guy.
just gonna say his pace is a yonder.
Yeah, yeah, glacial.
It's just a yonder.
What do they call it? Actually, they call it the speed of rock.
Speed of rock.
Yeah.
Moving at the speed of rock.
Geologist study Young Ben. Kevin 401.
Kevin 401.
If you had a daily an SUV/CUV, what would it be?
Forerunner.
I would pick a Forerunner for sure in
Uber.
real life if I had a choice, but I would pick an Explorer
if I had to.
if I
really
had to. Yeah. Let's see.
Obviously, I go Lamborghini, whatever that thing's called.
That's Mr.
Urus.
Udis. That's Mr. Josh Pelletier.
Josh Bellis.
To you again. You guys are national treasure.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Maybe not in this country, but
Only
Yeah,
until
yeah.
Nicolas
somewhere.
Cage comes and tries to steal us.
Deep in Russia.
Yeah.
The East Coast of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
I'm still open for that $1 million too.
Well, they want
I
to
don't
tear
know
that one
Russia.
down too. So
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but how am I going to Uber from that to get the brunch?
yeah, it's not in California.
It's true. We can Uber wherever we want out there.
Maybe it's safe.
Big shout out to Mount Rushmore.
Justice Beaver 69.
Justice Beaver.
Chuck has to take one good rip on a vape
Ugh.
or rock some red mud flaps on the Nurple. Choose.
Oh man, yeah, I definitely put mud flaps on the Nurple
Yeah.
before I vape, man. That'd be the next thing. I
Yeah.
sell the Nurple for a Subaru moments later.
Vaping is a death sentence.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
not-
man, smokers or chokers. Everybody knows smokers or chokers.
Not Jack Black. This
Not
one's for
Jack
Corey. Top 3 have heart songs.
I can't. I just can't give you 3. It's not possible.
Not that easy.
Yeah, it's just not that possible.
Listen to Bam Bam.
Justice Beaver 69 once again.
Justice Beaver.
This one's optional if you boys want to answer it or not. When's the last time you went to fart and bit off a little bit more than you could chew?
It's been a long time.
I was
going
going
to
to say, yeah, it's been years. Very long time.
3 years ago. I remember the event. I remember the event distinctly 3 years ago.
you gambled and lost.
I drive cool cars.
I drive cool cars.
Did y'all have a good summer?
I mean,
No.
not really. No,
Nobody
but-
did. I appreciate the question.
Yeah.
That's a hard no.
I
Dare
mean, it was
say-
as good as it could be.
Yeah.
It,
that's-
I
it
guess.
didn't suck. I mean, my winter was way better.
There were a couple, seriously, like our February was great. And then
Yeah, winter was way better than summer.
For having the summers so short like we have them. Man, this was a
This is
total.
Oh,
a
it
hard,
just-
this is a hard
this was a
shaft.
total.
I
waste.
somebody keeps saying the term like, wow, this has really been a long March. And it's just
Yeah,
like, yeah, no shit, it has, huh?
Dude, we're 6
Yeah,
months.
we're going
6
March
months-
right into September.
6 months
Yeah.
into 2 weeks to flatten the curve, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it going.
Exactly. Gavin Dowse, favorite car you've driven that you didn't own?
Well, I mean, that answer's so easy. It's the E30 M3.
That's a solid
Yeah,
one.
it's
Yeah.
just every time I get to drive that thing, I'm like, I'll sell a kidney.
Do what I got to do.
I don't know what the best car I've driven that I don't own is.
You really like the R35 when you drove it.
I like the R35. I probably like Chris's
I get the answer for you. C63 AMGS.
C63 AMGS is really good. If I'm going on a car, I would buy it, like Chris's 964. Other
There you go.
freaking type Chris's
Yeah.
964.
That's
I
another
really
good one.
like that.
What about you,
Oh,
Diego?
English Benz
Ferrari
Nurple.
F430.
Yeah,
Oh,
430.
430 is a good car. I've
Yeah.
driven one of those. No Ben is
Uh,
back. What you got?
wait, where am I?
I love
Where
the
am
confused
Okay,
look.
Maxwell House 46. That's 'cause
Maxwell
this,
House
is a, this is a
46.
two-part question. What's the stupidest thing you ever bought from a Facebook slash Instagram sponsored ad? He writes, I bought a kid's bath toy because I like the music on the ad. I don't have kids or a bath.
Oh man, that is advertising at its finest,
You know, that marketing, whoever's in charge of that team,
dude.
give a
Kudos.
raise. Give
I'm
a
on the
raise.
brink of buying a big blanket. There's like this
Oh,
big
wait, one of
blanket
the-
thing that comes up.
Yeah, well, is it a big blanket or a weighted blanket?
No, it's a big blanket. It's like a
Okay.
shirtless man under this giant blanket on a couch, and I was like, I could be that guy. Baby, you want me to be this guy?
That looks like me.
I bet he's not wearing pants.
I keep getting an Instagram ad served to me for Champion face masks, and they get the big C on the side.
yeah,
I'm
man.
like, listen, Raekwon said one thing, and he says he rocks the Champion gear. So like, I don't know, man.
Hey,
I think
if
I
Ray
gotta
said
buy
it,
these
if
things.
Ray
Yeah,
said it.
I think I gotta buy
Right,
these
it's
things.
just, it's just at
Who
that
am I to
point.
say
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
If it's good enough for Raekwon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I bought some lights for the studio.
They never showed up.
Still no
Still
idea.
waiting on him.
No idea
Those were
where
an
they are.
Instagram ad.
Yes,
Yeah, you gotta not buy
Oh.
those from Instagram ads, buddy.
I
Yeah.
know. It was probably a terrible idea. Who knows? Maybe they'll show up and we'll get to use them someday. Joe Adams,
Joe Adams.
Polaris Slingshot or Campagana T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Like an
Wait.
actual T-Rex? You know what's funny? I don't.
I gotta
there,
Google
in
that.
the room over, there is a Polaris Slingshot and a T-Rex.
We got
Yeah.
to,
and a T-Rex all day.
we get to get up close to them.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're gonna get
for
to
a
play
little
with
bit.
them later.
Let's see. D Sawyer.
D Sawyer.
Here we go. This is 3-parter.
Jeez.
Rapid
That's an
speed
essay.
though. It's a quick one though. Loves or Pilot?
Huh?
What?
Loves or the store, or like the gas station. Do you guys know what Pilot, like Pilot?
Yeah, but
gas
what was the
station?
first part of it?
Loves or
Oh,
Pilot?
I don't think I've ever been to either.
I don't think
Loves.
I've not been
I've
to
been
a
to
Loves.
Pilot. I can't think I've been to a Love, so Loves.
I'll say Pilot. Royal Farms or Cumberland Farms?
Cumberland Farms.
Cumberland Farms. Come
Cumberland.
on. CF.
Wawa or Sheets?
Wawa.
Wawa.
So that
Wawa
was it.
trumps everything.
Rapid
Yeah.
fire. Exactly. Yeah. Ronan _ H21. How
Ronan
much
H21.
fun was it tearing Revival HQ walls down to rebuild? We didn't get to tear them down ourselves.
So it was awesome showing up and then already being
And
They
then
done.
already
haven't
done,
been
yeah.
gone. Yeah, you should see
You
the
know,
place now. It's awesome.
Not to be trusted with sledgehammers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just things could go wrong.
I would have ripped through so many wires.
The-
I would've
the-
just went
the
and
guys
swinging
who
a
were-
sledgehammer.
The guys who were taking it down, I was talking to the new tenants over there.
Yeah.
Can't say his name yet. And he was like, yo, Chuck, those guys like didn't expect so many wires to be in there. That's why I didn't do it.
Yeah. It's a bit of a mystery, but they did a wonderful job because if you go into that room, it's literally just like snowflakes hanging in the.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing.
It's beautiful. Stuck in time.
Levon Damage. When is
Levon
Chuck
Damage.
coming out with his own history podcast?
Oh my God. You know what? I've often thought of that. I actually haven't. I'm not gonna. Chuck's shitty history podcast, maybe. Shit
History
history.
as Chuck wants it. S14 OCP. What's the
S14
best race
OCP.
in the world? Currently obsessed with 24-hour Le Mans stuff.
No,
right
Isle of Man.
Island of Man TT.
Isle
Yeah,
of Man's
it's-
right
come
there.
on.
Yeah, that's a solid one. Yeah.
You want to talk about cojones?
Yeah,
that's
hands down.
that
Those
I
guys
could,
got cojones.
I could
Yeah.
watch and talk
Can't
about
fit
that.
'em on a bike.
Like
Yeah,
for
we
days.
should
That-
probably have Tom on just for a full like.
I was gonna say,
recap again or
that episode you guys did, where
Tom.
where the main topic was the Island Man TT.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
it's
It's
crazy.
sick.
Yeah,
And that's like
that's a pipe dream.
it was
if
like
we
a
have it.
you know, and it's a very attainable event.
Yeah,
to
certainly
go
doable.
to. It requires a significant amount of planning because you have to plan like years in advance because everything gets booked out so far in advance. But if you get a spot that you can stay somewhere, you gotta make it happen. Or if you're comfortable, apparently, if you're comfortable with just like popping up a tent anywhere, that's totally okay there. So like,
Doable.
Really?
Yeah.
carry a
Ship-
tent on your
ship will
back
go
wherever you
this
want.
year.
Guys trip.
Yeah.
No,
Huge
really.
trip.
And it's super fast to get to. It's just a beautiful place. Like we could talk to Tom about it for all day long.
Fly to mainland Union.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Swim to the island.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Wesley Perkins.
Wesley Perkins.
Let's just say import restrictions were lifted. What would you want to import?
Cocaine. I'm trying to live like that guy in Holyoke,
I know.
boy.
I'm trying to buy a Cullinan from a Hyundai
Yeah,
dealership.
come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Import restrictions were lifted like current.
Yeah, I think just
I
across
buy
the
that
board.
little Honda S thing they have now. The little Honda. Is this an S600? What's that new Honda S thing?
The S600 is like the original S2000.
No, but there's a new like little Honda S thing.
Man, you went way off.
Yeah,
from
that's a
what I was
weird
gonna
one.
guess.
I didn't expect that.
Little Honda S thing.
You know what?
there's-
Probably be a brand new Scirocco R.
That'd be cool.
That'd be
That'd
cool.
be a
I just
good one.
like the way they look so much.
Yeah.
I mean, probably a 10-cylinder RS6 wagon.
What was that
Twin
thing?
turbo.
That wasn't coming to America. Well, there's a lot of things that not coming to America, but wasn't there a small little Toyota recently that wasn't coming here?
Oh, the Yaris R.
The little
or whatever
Yaris
the crazy
GR or whatever thing.
Gazoo Racing Yaris.
That'd
yeah.
be cool.
I
It's
started.
gotta be an M5 wagon.
An M5
Uh,
wagon.
yeah.
Solid one. Rick V Dub just writes
Rick
PSA:
V-Dub.
Stay off kid toys.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Like I've stepped on a Lego. It wasn't pleasant.
Not
Yeah.
fun.
Not great.
Perfection Plastics.
Perfection Plastics.
Which list is shorter? What Corey won't eat, or places that Chuck has a favorite sandwich at?
What list is shorter? Stuff Corey. Oh, places shorter.
Yeah, there's not many things I won't eat.
It's just seafood.
yeah, pretty much just seafood. I mean, I won't eat anything that came out of the water. So
Yeah.
Jesus.
yeah.
favorite
I don't know what you're
sandwich. I got
missing.
favorite sandwiches all over the place.
Yeah. So definitely
so
that.
so
Yeah.
definitely,
I
yeah.
could get international sandwich. Man, let's go. Let's go on a sandwich tour.
Virgil Slammin just
Virg.
writes, "Hey mates, sending mad love. Let's fucking hang soon." Hey man,
Love to.
absolutely, we'd love to.
Are we allowed in
We're
your
gonna try
state?
to. We'll try to sort something out pretty soon. We just don't know, hey, I don't even know what tomorrow's going to look like, let alone
Exactly.
what we're planning for. So, Ransom Garage, last one. What
Ransom
car will get contribution Chris to dip his toe in the Japanese pond?
Oh, a 993 Turbo. He's been looking for those, or a crazy colored Porsche.
Does he think you think he means like the JDM?
Yeah, that's
scene?
what I think he means.
Oh, to get him in a JDM car? Nothing.
Yeah.
He's
Oh.
not
Oh.
JDM.
He doesn't
no.
give a shit
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
JDM
There's
cars.
nothing
a
I can
little
think that he's kind of slid across my desk to be like, what do you think of this?
He's like
I'll
more.
quote him from the most recent purchase. He says, "Car's pretty cool, man, but just can't get into this JDM stuff."
Yeah. He's like morally repulsed by my purple Skyline. Like it's just like that the whole thing's stupid.
He's
Just,
a-
he doesn't want to
nothing,
ride in it.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
So you're saying he's a little European man who can manipulate people by talking to them?
He absolutely is. I have a couple questions that came in quickly.
Yes.
One for Corey. Corey, it's from Rattle Blues. Corey, Lesnar Jones or Nagano BS Stripe? I don't know. Versus Stipe.
oh,
would be a better
oh,
fight?
Oh, Francis versus Stipe?
Yeah,
Stipe.
Stipe.
Yeah.
How about Lesnar Jones? Oh,
Lesnar, like Brock Lesnar versus John Jones?
Yeah.
John Jones.
which would be
Lesnar's
a better
bitch.
fight between those two fights?
Stipe and Francis.
Excellent.
I mean, and Lesnar's just he can't fight unless he goes through this huge like penalty phase, and he's got to go back.
Oh, right,
into-
because he's just juicing constantly.
he's got to go back into the pool of
Big shout to
USADA.
Brock. Don't want to piss him off.
No,
less maybe even than Birdman.
yeah.
Shout to Mr. Birdman. Kade Leuenberger. Question for Chuck. Pick one that doesn't exist anymore. Shawarma or all Polish food? How you gonna try to play me like that, dude? Shawarma, cut it out. I don't give a fuck. Polish food? That's the food of my people, man.
There used to be
Come
a
on.
Polish festival in Fall Reeve.
That's back when Florida was great.
Quite an event. You could
Yeah.
the smells from that place were
Now it's all the
Wonderful.
Portuguese over there,
yeah.
which I also love their food. So,
Lots of
I mean,
Charisse.
keep me in.
I think that's it, gentlemen.
Yeah, that
I
was a
think we
good
covered
one.
it.
Chris, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Anytime.
seriously,
Thank
man,
you,
it was
Chris.
awesome to hang out, and glad we get to get a inside look at dealer life and in the current world we live in. So thank you again for coming in.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for everybody out there listening in the
Thanks
live
for
stream.
listening.
Thanks for
streaming.
tuning in. We will see you all
Young
next
Ben.
week.
YB, you all right over there, buddy? Yeah.
YBU?
Yeah.